a sweep in Seattle on their first trip, the A's have come to New York and taken the first 2 games of this series, making them a perfect 5-0 away from home. Last night, the Green and Gold took advantage of some Yankee defense, and Kendall Graveman was at his best, striking out a career-high 8, and the A's cruised to victory. Tonight, the A's will send Rich Hill to the mound. We'll go for a rare sweep at Yankee Stadium. Final game of the series, A's-Yankees, next. We are at Yankee Stadium wrapping up the series. A's have won 4 in a row. The Yankees have lost 6 out of 7, and Rich Hill will try to get the A's a sweep tonight. It's the A's and the Yankees coming up on CSN California. Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's baseball. Along with Ray Fosse, I'm Glenn Kuiper. Well, Billy Burns in the lineup again tonight, his 5th straight start. And Ray, last night, a 3-hit game. He was kind of all over the field.
Swing early, swing often, don't take a lot of pitches. He struck out 1 time all season. He didn't have a chance last night because he was swinging early as he did the first pitch of the game, right back up the middle, and that was just the beginning for him. He has tremendous numbers against the Yankees, especially playing here at Yankee Stadium. There's a double to the opposite field. You're going to see the next one to right field, but he seems to be very aggressive. He gets pitches to hit, and when he puts the ball in play, he makes things happen. Last night he did that, helped the A's win the ball game and trying to sweep tonight, but he's been outstanding for the ball club.
For Rich Hill, who's going to start tonight for the A's, he's just looking for some consistency. Ray, he's really gone bad start, good start, bad start in his first 3.
Well, let's take the good start when he struck out 10 in Seattle because of the curveball and the slider. He had a horrible time in Oakland with a fastball. Anytime you hit the first hitter of a major league season with the first pitch of the game, you know something's wrong. But he settled down. That was an emergency start. But he has a great curveball, a great slider, and Stephen Vogt does a good job of making sure that if the fastball is not working, he will incorporate into his repertoire. That would be the slider and the curveball. Get him out in front, force him to throw those pitches, and when they're on, it's tough to hit it.
All right, so Rich Hill will look for his 2nd win. He'll be going up against a Yankees team that has scored a total of 4 runs in the first 2 games of this series. So it doesn't happen a lot, but the A's going for the 3-game sweep of the Yankees here at Yankee Stadium. We'll have lineups and first pitch when we come back to the Bronx right after this.
A's Baseball on CSN California is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Taste the Baconlicious Sourdough Bacon Ranch Combo, only at Jack in the Box. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
So we're just about set for baseball at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Final game of this series before the A's will head to Toronto for a 3-game series over the weekend against the always tough Blue Jays, but the A's are playing good baseball, so they'll try to continue that tonight. Game time weather presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The boardwalk is open. Visit beachboardwalk.com for park hours. So 67 degrees, a nice night. In fact, it's been 3 very comfortable nights for baseball. Cools off a little bit as the game goes on, but very comfortable. And I thought you said it best, Ray, when we were talking to the guys pregame show, is we've usually come to New York in the middle of the summer, and I know for the last 5-6 years, every time we're here, it's been very hot.
Very hot and humid, which a lot of humidity, as you're well aware of, the Midwest, and it's back in the East Coast. And this has been perfect weather, and we know what it's going to be like in Toronto, and hope the same for Detroit.
Lineup tonight for the Athletics. Billy Burns been swinging a pretty good bat lately. He'll lead off and play center. Mark Hanna gets a start tonight. He'll be at first, then Reddick and right. Lowry at second. Holt will catch. Coughlin's at third. Davis the DH. Crisp is your left fielder. And Marcus Semien is your shortstop.
And the A's are going to see this young right-hander for the first time, Luis Severino, as he makes the start for the Yankees, his 3rd start of the season. The A's, in his 11 starts last year for the Yankees, the A's did not see this young man, but a good fastball, a power fastball that he likes to throw probably half of the time, but he also throws a slider and a changeup. But he seems to have success against a team that he has never seen before. And we'll see how that translates into this day as well, or this evening when he faces the A's for the first time.
Defensively, the Yankees have Hicks, Ellsbury, Beltran in the outfield. Headley, Torres. That's Ronald Torres getting a start at short. Castro and Teixeira on the right side with Austin Romine doing the catching. So a few changes for the Yankees. Joe Girardi trying to get his team going. Yankees are 5-8, and they have lost 6 out of their last 7, so they're struggling right now offensively.
Well, even though his young shortstop Gregorius hit a home run last night, he didn't like the way he ran to third base, and he knows it cost him a run. It's a huge run that Coghlan was able to make the double play, tag Gregorius, and throw to first. The second, third, and 1 out, you get a double play. It's usually unheard of, but the A's did it last night and helped them win the game.
One of those simple characteristics of a team struggling right now. Can't find that big hit and some little mistakes, and we've seen that from the Yankees in this series, and the A's have taken the first 2 games by scores of 3-2 and 5-2. That's the home plate umpire and the crew chief tonight. Jeff Nelson, then Doug Eddings, Laz Diaz, and Corey Glazer. And Severino's first pitch, Burns takes a rip and fouls it right off the umpire, and that's how we get going. A's are 8-7 on the year, have won 4 in a row, and as we said in our open, they are 5-0 on the road.
And Billy Burns, not surprisingly, swung at the first pitch off the mask of Romine to start this game.
Severino misses inside, 1-1 the count. 5-0 record on the road. First team since 1915. The Phillies allowed 2 runs or less in winning first 5 road games. Up the middle. Could be a hit for Burns, and it will be. And as Burns using that speed, and he's got another hit.
Well, speed is unbelievable. Something we all wish we had. He has it and uses it so effectively. Right back up the middle. I don't know if Severino got a glove on it, just hit the mound, popped it up, and at that point for the second baseman, Castro, as good as he is, still could not get the Speedy Burns, who was running out of the box as soon as he hit it. It did hit the mound and carry him towards the second baseman, but watch when it hits the mound, pops up. That slowed it down, did not slow down Billy Burns.
So here's Canna. So you saw that note about the A's pitching on the road. Their road wins this year have come by scores of 3-2, 6-1, 2-1, and then the 2 games in this series, 3-2 and 5-2. So the pitching has carried the A's on the road. Really, they've carried them all year. The A's offense Still struggling some, but a little bit better in this series.
Yeah, and I think those pitchers like that 5-2 score, the 6-1, a little bit better in those one-run games, but they've done well. But that ERA on the road, that's outstanding. I mean, 350 at home is not bad, but 131 on the road is spectacular.
2.74 overall. Second behind the Chicago White Sox in the very early going. Game number 16 for the Athletics. Hey, those guys are not ready to go to the bullpen yet.
No, they think their start is going to be in there for a few innings anyway. Found out that Eric Surkamp, his father and mother were at the game on Tuesday night when he was pitching. And sitting either in front of his father or behind was the great Bill Gibson, the drummer for Huey Lewis and the News. The News in the area for a concert. They had 3 days, so not surprisingly, Bill Gibson came to the game on Tuesday night.
He's a big A's fan.
Yes, he is huge. Season ticket holder at the Coliseum, so not surprised in the area. Let's go to Yankee Stadium. He was probably sitting down in those seats too. Down
probably.
Yeah. Just did not point him out, but didn't find him.
Burns has 3 steals on the year, not running. And that one's looped toward right center. And Ellsbury dives and he caught it. Great play by Jacoby Ellsbury.
Well, that was like a little flip wedge by Canna. And still carried to right center very deep. And he just shot it out to right center. And any more of a slice as it just kept going. But Ellsbury, headlong dive. He had his right fielder backing him up. He hopes. And Billy Burns, fortunately, picked it up quickly enough to get back safely. Yeah, that's second and third. You no doubt he's like it. It's maybe even a run with Burns' speed.
So a big play by Ellsbury in the very first inning. And here's Reddick. Close play. And Doug Eddings, the first base umpire, calls Burns safe.
Well, he's picked off last night is Nathan Eovaldi. Nate Eovaldi had a great pickoff move and picked him off.
He may be taking a look at it in the Yankees dugout.
Well, this almost has to be 100% because you don't want to lose your challenge early. Taking a long time. Seeing a lot of replays upstairs. That's too long. Too long. You cannot take that much time. And the reason they took it so much because it was close. And upstairs they were probably looking at as many angles as they could find. And they're trying to see, did his hand get on the bag before Teixeira tagged him? It probably was not definitive enough to overturn it.
Burns runs. Romine's throw sails into center field, and I mean sails. Actually, maybe fly is the better word. So a stolen base for Burns, his 4th of the year. A's are now 7 for 8 as a team this year in stolen bases.
Well, Billy gets a great jump, but we're going to show maybe if we show Romine from the center field camera something that he does. Watch this. His hand is behind him, and he just did not follow through. And with a runner on base, you typically want to have your right hand, your throwing hand out in front so it can help block a ball in the dirt.
So 1-1 the count to Ruddick.
And it's all a matter of the footwork and getting the transfer of the ball from the glove. His release, he knew as soon as he threw it where he's going to end up.
Probably not a great feeling for a catcher.
No. When you release it, you start yelling infield fly rule.
2-1 to Reddick, hitting .220 with 3 homers, 10 RBIs. 1 for 8 in the series with a couple of walks. Lowry to follow. Lowry hitting in the cleanup spot tonight. Torres trying to hold Burns close. And now the count even at 2-2. And that one into the press box just to our left. Any computers? It looks like all the computers are okay. It went right between Joe Stiglich and Jane Lee. and everybody's okay. And Joe's one of us. I mean, he's got to like at least reach up and make the play. So we're giving Joe a little grief. We can see him. Castro has this one, throws just in time. Reddick hustling. So Burns to third now, 2 outs.
I'm just thinking about Romine making that throw into center field, and when you have a catcher, a former catcher as a manager, as there are 2 on the field tonight, Bob Melvin and Joe Girardi. Matter of fact, in the American League, 10 former catchers are managers. And you know, they pay a little bit extra attention to the catchers, and especially the mechanics. Joe Girardi, I'm sure, watched his catcher Romine make that throw and has a little correction to make. Tony Pena, also a former manager, former catcher, on the bench with Joe.
Tony Pena had a good arm.
Yes, he did. He was the first I ever saw that got down in the splits behind the plate. He actually sat down.
Yeah, and actually got up too.
Yeah, so limber. It's unbelievable.
1-1 to Lowry. There's Tony Pena. Very fine catcher.
Yeah, he's a first base coach. Now, I'd been on the bench with Joe, or with Joe Girardi as a bench coach, but not first base. Still throws batting practice. Does it all.
No Danny Valencia tonight. Of course, last night he left the game with a little left hamstring injury. There's been no official move made yet with Danny Valencia, but I got to believe that the disabled list is a possibility for Valencia. We'll wait and see on that. 1-2 pitch. Shortstop. Torres on the backhand. Throws across the diamond. Side retired. So the A's get a leadoff hit from Burns. He is stranded at third. No score after a half an inning. In the bottom of the first against the A's left-hander. Lineup has Ellsbury, Castro, Beltran, top 3, then Teixeira, Rodriguez, and Headley, followed by Hicks, Romine, and Torres.
And the former Yankee, Rich Hill, on the mound for the Athletics tonight. And he is starting for the A's, making his 4th start of the season. And as we talked about in our open, kind of back and forth, so he'd like to remember what happened up in Seattle when he had his curve and slider working very effectively, struck out 10 batters in 6 innings. Had an exceptional start, but he's ready to go tonight against a team that he pitched for in 2014.
So Ellsbury steps in. Lefty on lefty. Hill's first pitch up and in. Yeah, briefly, right? 14 games in 2014. Out of the bullpen for Rich Hill in the pinstripes, but a good 1.69 ERA. Castro to follow, and then Beltran here in the bottom of the first. Just underway from Yankee Stadium. Broken bat, looped right over top the A's dugout. This is the career at Yankee Stadium.
2014 was Derek Jeter's last year, and the previous year was Mariano Rivera's last year. But Rich Hill, National League, American League, started briefly last year for Boston, and here is the A's rotation this year.
Sweeping breaking ball, 2-2. Ellsbury 220 with no home runs and 5 RBIs. 1 for 3 with the double last night. Missed again, full count.
He almost needs to start the curveball at the hitter, the left-handed hitter. Get him to buckle a little bit and then maybe get the strike, just sweeping too much off the plate.
Good fastball there at 92 miles an hour, and Ellsbury strikes out. A's defense tonight has Chris, Burns, and Reddick in the outfield. Coghlan, Simeon, Lowry, and Canna on the infield. Stephen Vogt is your catcher. Chris Coghlan making his second start at third base on the season. If Valencia is out for a little while, see Coghlan there a little bit more.
I think the important thing about last night, it took someone who had played third base to make the play he made with second and third and 1 out to catch the ball, and Gregorius ran into the tag and then threw to first base.
Seemed like a huge play, and it was a base running mistake, but that does not take anything away from Coghlan, because it's not an easy play to make, because you can be distracted by that runner, especially when he's that close to you.
But you know, we might see him do something that I know we talk about a lot.
Outside corner, strike 3 call.
Before we continue that, let's take a look at the Nissan keys to the game. And for Rich Hill, returning to Yankee Stadium, he's familiar with his mound, down in the bullpen and getting ready as well. But he is returning to a place where he was a reliever, but he knows now that with the A's, he's a starter and wants to continue in the rotation. And for the A's, the road trip, they've won all their games on the road 5-0. And might as well keep that road record intact, keep it going, and try to head to Toronto with a sweep of the Yankees, something they've never done here at Yankee Stadium, the new Yankee Stadium.
That's right. All right, so what's Coghlan going to do?
Well, how many times do we see a run at third and there's 2 outs? I mean, runner at second, 2 outs. Ground ball to third baseman, and you have the runner running right in front of you, and you throw to first. Why make the throw when you can tag the guy who is running in front of him? So the fact that he did that last night leads me to believe that if he sees a runner with 2 outs, he's going to say, okay, you're going to run, I'll just tag you. Inning's over. So we'll see, because I'm always amazed when they have to do that.
That should be a strikeout.
Yeah, it is.
And it is.
Out. Here's the play quickly as we look at it. With Gregorius ran out on the baseline, and Coghlan completed the double play thanks to a nice scoop by Alonso at third, or at first.
That's the biggest play of the night, and the A's win the game. Good stuff. Yankee Stadium. A's and the Yankees are scoreless. It'll be Vogt, Coghlan, and Davis against Luis Severino. He's got a hit from Burns in the first, also a stolen base, but could not get him around. Shift is on for Vogt. First pitch is a fastball right there for a strike. Vogt is 2 for 8 in the series. Scored a run, knocked in a run.
Well, there's 2 hits last night going right through a shift, which are employing right now. The Yankees are with a second baseman in right field. And good idea to try to push the ball to third for a bunt. Caffey, as you said, now the one guy on the left side comes in like he's really going to help. Huh?
He stepped in 5 feet, and it's not going to make any difference.
That's amazing. Try it again.
One and two to Vogt. 277 with a couple of home runs on the year for Vogt, 4 RBIs.
Now, if a hitter shortens up, a left-handed hitter in this case with Vogt, and they still have the shift, if he shortens up and is trying to protect against any pitch, he has no chance with that one. But
hard slider down and in, and Vogt strikes out. This is the play where Danny Valencia hurt his left hamstring. It sounds like he did it kind of right there when he kind of popped up after sliding.
That's exactly what he said.
Right there.
He said when he popped up, it grabbed him. He looked back to see if he had a chance, but amazingly, Hicks in left field, the old StatCast, had it 105 miles per hour coming in from left field.
Yeah, we probably didn't give that play its just due. It was an unbelievable throw.
A perfect throw.
And he was, he was mid-range left field.
Yeah.
And he just uncorked that throw, and it was a perfect throw.
But I still think, as we talked, that he knew it's going to be a sac fly, or at least an attempt, so he could get behind the ball and come in and throw, and showed off his strong outfield arm. When Coghlan was at second on the ball hit by Reddick, he probably said, "What are you doing?" And then he threw a skipper to McCann. He couldn't handle it.
So his throw was clocked at 105 miles an hour.
It's amazing. And from left field. So what does that translate into from 60 feet away?
Well, that's a big thing now. The StatCast, it tells you how the miles per hour on a batted ball.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I guess it's a good way to look at it. See how hard you hit it.
And they also show, and I think in some cases it may, I've heard that, determine an outfielder's range for a Gold Glove. I mean, they incorporate, I think, some of those stats into how quickly he can get to a ball in left center, right center, or
how far he went,
how quickly, far, and all those things, which I still like the old Vogt. And here,
I'd still like using my eyeballs. Watching. Wow, that's an unbelievable throw. That one, that's the first one. Second one was even better.
Yeah.
But you're right, it did skip a little bit, and then it stayed down.
Stayed down. And really a bad play for a catcher. The one that he threw to get Valencia is a one-hop perfectly thrown to McCann. He took one step to the right, back to the left, and tagged him out.
0-2 to Chris Davis. Davis is the DH tonight.
And by the way, Cap, our buddy on the radio side, Ken Clark, said, "There's a fly ball deep enough for a sac fly." He's out at the plate. So, I mean, I think we all thought it was deep enough. I figured it's going to be, but he throws it as well as he did.
Scooped up by the pitcher Severino, and he has a nice inning. Couple of groundouts and a strikeout. Bottom of the second coming up. It'll be Teixeira, Rodriguez, and Henry. Baseball on CSN California is brought to you by Casino Matrix, Silicon Valley's best bet for gaming, food, and fun 24/7. Empire State Building. Beautiful look at New York City. Usually, been here enough. Yankees usually play getaway day games during the week.
You're right.
But that's not the case tonight. Which is good and bad. Trying to get to whatever airport you're going to get to after a day game here in the week is a bit of a nightmare.
But it means you get in earlier to Toronto.
That's exactly right.
Instead of about 3 in the morning and doing all the things you have to do to get into Toronto. Shouldn't complain. We have to do it once a year. Blue Jays do it every.
That's amazing.
12 times a year at least.
So Teixeira with a 4-pitch walk.
3 strikeouts in the first and then a 4-pitch walk. And you know, against a right-handed batter, Rich Hill has a tendency with a fastball to leave it outside away from the hitter off the plate. And he did that to Teixeira.
Here's Alex Rodriguez. Slow start for Rodriguez. He's 3 for 9 in this series. Couple of home runs on the year. 689 home runs in his career. 25 away from tying Babe Ruth for 3rd on the all-time home run list. So he has a chance to do that. 33 home runs last year. It's funny, Ray, is anytime you start talking about the home runs and where he's at. Well, he's got a contract due next year.
Yeah.
Has said that he'll probably retire after that. Who knows? He could change his mind, certainly. But if he plays and produces like he has, he's probably going to come up. Well, he is going to come up shy of the home run record. And if he were to retire, then you look back and you say, what about the season he missed a year? Was suspended for a year.
That's right. Yeah, you put another 30, 35 in that year.
He's right close to the record.
But I would have.
It's all speculation on how many he would hit, but he had 33 last year.
Well, I mean, you've hit 689. That means you've hit a few. There's the top 3: Bonds, Aaron, Ruth in front of Alex Rodriguez and Mays, Griffey. A lot of Hall of Famers. But the one thing we're seeing, at least in this series with Alex Rodriguez, he says, and he talks about being 40, he's not getting a lot of off-speed pitches. And he's cheating a little bit on the fastballs, and so far has not been able to catch up to them. But that's what you do when you're a little bit older. And I remember Hall of Famer Brooks Robinson told me one time, he said, man, as you get older, you always look fastball because you never want people to think you can't catch up to a fastball, you know. And
that's why sometimes you cheat a little bit.
Well, yeah, you see them cheat and always sit dead red, and you get one and you make the contact. He's trying to get a swing over that breaking ball.
So of his 689 home runs, 43 have come against the Athletics. So that's the most, along with Palmeiro, home runs against the A's in a player's career.
But I would think the only one that Teixeira has the possibility. But now that with the scheduling being the way it is, A's are going to see Yankees 4 games out west at home, 3 games here, 7 games all told. Unlike in the past when there were a lot more played. But who knows after this where Mark Teixeira will end up. He's going to be a free agent. He wants to continue to play. Can't blame him.
And it's inside, and back-to-back walks. 2 on, nobody out. And that'll bring up Medley. So Teixeira is a free agent. Beltran's a free agent. Don't forget about Aroldis Chapman. He has not pitched yet. He will be a free agent. Von Nova's a free agent, and I throw those names out there. Those are the 4 free agents after the season. Their salaries add up to a little over $50 million. But you could also, and you probably will, put CC Sabathia on that list. Sabathia has a vesting option, and I don't believe that's going to kick in His contract, his salary is $25 million. Well, that'll probably come off the books as well. So now you're getting into the mid-70s as far as money coming off the books. Money to spend.
Yep. I asked Joe Girardi, and I know we talked about on Tuesday night about the Yankees not signing one free agent. And I asked Joe about it in a pregame show on the radio side, and he said, well, if you think about it, where were we going to put a position player? He said, we made a trade, got Rawls Chapman, got Castro.
Soft liner, backhanded. Lowry's going to throw to first. Out there, then back to second. Wow. And not out there. And Lowry took an interesting. He made a nice play, but he had three options. He could have went to third, to second, or to first.
Well, a ball that everybody thought was going to be caught, Teixeira back, and he immediately thought, even though he couldn't see Teixeira or Alex Rodriguez a quarter of the way to second base, could have flipped easily. And, you know, fortunately, they got the one runner at first. They could have very easily not gotten anybody. And it could be bases loaded, nobody out. But
so I think Marcus Semien throw it to
please,
me. Throw it to me.
Well, then Teixeira got to third, and he said, well, what am I supposed to do? The ball's, you know, could have been caught, could have been a triple play if they had all run.
So here's Hicks.
Well, just watch the two base runners stop, then go back. So, I mean, really, if he throws the third to second, you're probably going to get two out there. And forget about the hitter.
So instead, second and third one out. Infield back except the first baseman, Canna. He's in even with the bag. So 1-1 to Hicks. Hicks is 1 for 20 this season. Chases that one, 1-2. How about this number, folks? The Yankees are 2 for their last 47 with runners in scoring position. That covers 6 games. 2 for 47.
Well, Hicks just showed that he can't handle an outside fastball. And kind of reached for it, swung and missed. So he has a couple of different ways he can go. Go back to the same fastball, throw the hard breaking pitch to the back foot, although he's not been very consistent with that pitch yet. Let's heater in, finished it very nicely. And that pitch type, I think, for a left-hander in the case of Rich Hill, to finish it inside, it forces him to finish just like when he throws a breaking ball, get out in front and throw it. It seems that when he throws to the right-handers outside, he leaves it off the plate a little bit too much, although coupled to Hicks have been perfectly thrown to the outside part of the plate.
Hicks stands quite a ways off the plate. A little flare. Burns coming in. He won't get it. One run will come in to score. That'll be Teixeira. So Hicks got jammed, just dropped it into center. And the Yankees lead 1-0.
Well, they want to go upstairs. Instead, it's in on the hands, and Hicks praying that the ball would drop. And Billy Burns could not, with his speed, get to it quickly enough. So at least one was going to score, and now the A's hopeful of a double play. Game against Kansas City, Rich Hill, unfortunately, the two of the runs he gave up, he had a leadoff walk both times scored against Kansas City, and tonight strikes out the side. He walks to Shera, and he has scored.
Here's the catcher, Austin Romine. McCann getting the night off. Romine 2 for 10 so far this season, and he went around. Yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
Slider down and in. Need a ground ball right at a middle infielder. That one is foul back by Romine. Austin Romine has been up and down with the Yankees in AAA in each of the last 3 years.
Well, for Rich Hill, he can and has already recorded 3 strikeouts. He had the 10 strikeouts in the game up in Seattle. So right now, ground ball, like you said, for a double play or a strikeout with a runner at third.
Remember Andrew Romine? He was with the Angels for a while, and he's been with the Tigers now for only 3-4 years.
That's right.
That's his brother. Big breaking ball, and he strikes out Romine, so a big out there.
That's a big strikeout, and more importantly, the fact that it's a good curveball and he's getting it working. And Romine not swung at it. It might have been a pitch called a ball, but he did. It looked like a strike when it came in, swung over the top, and that's it.
4 strikeouts for Rich Hill, and now Ronald Torres, the 9th place hitter. Not close.
See Romine putting his helmet back in the back rack, and he said, you know what? Didn't hit into a double play.
It's true.
And he's still alive.
If you're going to hit into a double play, strikeout.
Yeah. If you can justify a strikeout.
Big swing by Torres. You know, we haven't seen in this series is Dustin Ackley.
Oh, I wanted to see him and put a split screen to show his beard.
Tried. You like that beard? No
beard in Seattle, and didn't even recognize it. Shaved his head, shaved everything. It's about the only one we haven't seen. Seen all the relievers both nights.
Gardner's been banged up the last couple nights. Two and 1 the count to Ronald Torres. 3-1. 39 pitches for Hill already in this game. Nobody has got that hit with runners in scoring position and 2 outs against Hill just yet this year. Looks like he's fighting it a little bit, even though he's got 4 strikeouts.
I just wonder if he thought that last pitch should have been called a strike. And good idea to step back and think about it. He's got a good fastball, and you throw a 3-1 fastball when a hitter knows it's coming, and fouls it back the way he did. Got the left-hander Ellsbury, although a veteran in the on-deck circle, struck him out with a 3-2 fastball in his first at bat.
Rodriguez at third, Hicks at first. Curve struck him out. So the Yankees get 1 on a hit and a couple of walks. 3rd inning coming up. Yankees 1, A's nothing.
In the all-new group cap days for the 2016 season, purchase a group of 25 or more on the field level on select games, and everyone, underline everyone, in your group will receive a quality snapback A's cap. You can book your group cap day outing by calling 510-638-GO-A's or visiting athletics.com/cap.
1-0 Yankees lead, top of the third. Chris, Marcus Semien, and then the top of the order, Burns against Luis Severino.
If you've never seen a pitcher before, you see all the video you want. If Darren Bouchier's hitting coach says, you have to get up to the plate and watch it. Or in the case of guys in the lower part of the batting order, as we always say,
fair ball.
Check
off the side wall. Beltran picks it up. He gets it in quickly, and Coco has a single. Just fair.
Just barely fair, but it kicked off the side wall, and as a result, Coco hoping it would go down in the corner to have at least a double to lead off, but passed Teixeira inside the line, Karam off the wall, bumper pool right back to Carlos Beltran.
Second hit for the A's.
I think you can pick up a lot of things from a hitter, release point, where he's hiding the ball maybe, and it's why it's important to watch all the time.
0-1 to Marcus Semien. 217, 4 homers, 7 RBIs. He's 1 for 8 in the series. Facing Luis Severino. The timeline for Severino in the Yankees. He was signed at the age of 17 out of the Dominican Republic. He's seeing him for the first time. Not long after the Yankees signed him, he was on the prospect chart. I mean, we've been hearing about this guy for a couple of years, but he was very early on one of the top prospects for the Yankees. They've held on to him. Teams have wanted him in trade talks. And a high heater at 97 miles an hour, and he strikes out center. And the young man has a good arm.
Especially if he can elevate it. Romine wanted it down, it went up, and it was a tough one to catch up by Semien to pitch out of the strike zone.
So 1 out here in the third. Severino is just 22 years old. He was brought up beginning of August, and when they brought him up, they put him right in the rotation. He made 11 starts, and well, the numbers are looking right at you. ERA under 3. And if you look at his minor league numbers, he had very, very good minor league numbers. So this could be a building block for the Yankees.
And another young man probably could have made the team this year, Greg Bird, first baseman, who
that's right,
ended up having to miss the entire season because of surgery. And so Mark Teixeira has this year, and you're looking at a player making $20-25 versus minimum salary player. But as we've said, Teixeira wants to continue to play. Alex Rodriguez, if he retires after 2017, and they wanted to keep Teixeira. I mean, who knows, with Bird missing all of the season, they might want him to at least start in AAA. But I agree with you. They're going to take a lot of money off their payroll.
And then do what you want.
Exactly.
But you're right, with somebody like Bird, where you have a young player to plug in, somebody who probably going to leave as a free agent. I mean, that's, whether you're a big market team, high revenue team or not, there's still nothing better than having a minor league guy that you can plug in if a veteran is leaving. Greg Bird hit 11 home runs in 46 games for the Yankees last year.
And he and Severino's names always mentioned in trades, and the Yankees said, nope, we're not going to think about trading them.
That to me is why it seems like, and the Yankees may not come out and say this, but it seems like there's just a little change in philosophy. Hold on to their young players, and they do have a fairly decent minor league system.
Well, the Yankees have really always, in the past, under the boss's ownership, the late George Steinbrenner. But think Roger Clemens said it one time. He said the Yankees don't rebuild, they reload. And if you have the money to spend, then why would you worry about a minor league? You want to build for today with major league players, and that's why it was shocking when they didn't sign a free agent. Well, maybe they didn't need to because of the players under contract, but I don't know if the boss, like you said last night, boss would sign somebody just to say they did sign somebody.
Juggled by Severino. His throw is in time at second base. Torres did a nice job of keeping his foot on the bag. Severino just juggled it a little bit.
Well, it took a chance because a lot of speed, both guys, and decided to go to second base, overthrew it.
It's a nice play.
A very nice play, and had Castro backing up, but still that would have put a couple of runners on base. And see if Mark Canha can be a little bit patient and see if Billy Burns decides to try to steal.
Burns swiped the bag in the first. He's 4 for 4 now this year. Keeping a close eye on Burns.
All Burns had to do that time, look at the catcher Romine. Romine gave the target or the sign, didn't move, which is an indication he's not getting ready for the pitch. Now he is.
Canha takes a strike.
And those are the little things that all it takes is somebody to watch and say, catcher Romine doesn't move when he gives a sign, which gives a sign to throw to first base. But you have to assume that every pitch is the same. You don't want to tip off anything, so you get in the catching position as if you're going to be receiving the ball.
I bet somebody in the A's dugout noticed it.
Could very well have done that, and I think the important thing is the runner at first. If he can look in and see that, then he knows the throw is going to come over there, and he can just not take as big a lead because it's going to come from the bench to throw to first.
Don't you think the art of being a, well, I don't say a player, but in the dugout, whether you're a player or a coach, it's not, you're watching the game, but you know how to look for specific things.
And at times where if you weren't playing, a manager said, okay, you watch the third base coach, you watch the pitcher. So you had a job, even though you're not in the lineup, you had a job to do.
Yeah.
And just in case you see something out of the ordinary and you pay attention, say, hey, take a look at this. See, Romine didn't move then either. I mean, it's interesting to watch him. The signs come from the bench, so he gives a sign for Severino to throw to first. He sits there just like that, so he's not getting ready to receive a pitch if he sits there like that. Now he is.
A hanger there. Canha slices it foul.
And I don't like to use the word stealing signs. We borrow them.
Yeah, you give them back. You always give them back. You're not keeping them.
We're going to borrow. If you're
borrow them to your advantage. And
right.
Give them back. Long look in by Severino. Now he's ready. Canha well off the plate. So is that pitch. The count even now 2-2. I'm surprised Burns hasn't taken off yet. This is a spot to steal a bag.
And really, if you're thrown out, what's the big deal? I mean, that's something Ricky has been telling Billy Burns. Don't be afraid to get picked off. Don't be afraid to get thrown out. 2 outs, 2 strikes on Canha. If he runs now, Canha's forced to swing. So it's not as much a stolen base as it is trying to protect him, maybe even like a hit and run.
Now Burns took off and then kind of stopped.
He shoots up a flare a lot.
He does. He was looking in there.
And when we saw Ellsbury a couple of nights ago, he's standing and looking back. Why look back? In this case, there's 2 outs, 2 strikes on the hitter. If you're going to steal, just take off. You hear contact, keep running because there's 2 outs. And you try to find the ball so you don't run into an out.
Burns will go now if the count is full. Canha was robbed of a hit in the first inning. Ellsbury made a diving catch in right center field. Burns goes, and it's popped up. Looks like it's going to be playable to Shera. He's got it. So Crisp opens up the third with a base hit. Now Burns is stranded, but the A's do not score. 1-0 Yanks. A's Baseball on CSN California is brought to you by AAA. What does your insurance do when it's not doing insurance? It should do more. Go to AAA.com for more details. Beautiful night in New York. Yankees leading the A's 1-0, bottom of the third at Yankee Stadium. Well, that's our good friend Harris Konofsky, who's a good friend of our producer Delaire LaWars and lives in the New York area. Always comes and watches the A's, and we always tease him because he looks just like Jose Bautista from the Toronto Blue Jays.
That's right.
I mean, to tell me that is not Jose Bautista right there.
Only if he does the bat flip.
He's a big A's fan, and he loves coming to watch the A's here at Yankee Stadium. We'll be playing against him tomorrow.
Yeah.
Jose Bautista.
Can't wait to see the Mauler too. We got another big A's fan in the Mauler. Milwaukee Mauler. You see him in Cleveland. No, but he does that. That is Bautista.
That's him. I'm telling you.
And I just wondered, Delaire, you're going to have to ask your friend because Bautista. Remember, he had that real thick beard one time, and he shaved it. And I said, "Man, you hit so well. Why would you shave your beard?" 2 days, it was back.
Yeah.
I mean, he grows a beard overnight.
We should buy Harris a Blue Jays hat and just have him put it on,
Yeah.
and then he would,
Yeah,
we
that's
would
right.
really cheering for the A's tonight.
But you got to have the bat flip if you're Jose Bautista. Somebody did some artistic work on their body thanks to that bat flip.
So we're getting ready to see the high-powered Blue Jays. Blue Jays at 8-8 right now. And an 0-2 pitch, and that's a swing and a miss by Castro. 6 strikeouts for Rich Hill. Looks like his fastball has a little extra life to it.
Yes, he does, and maybe just a little extra life because he's at Yankee Stadium and coming back to face a former team. Eric Surkamp, who signed with the Giants, indicated that game he pitched at the Coliseum against San Francisco on exhibition, where he pitched so well following Dubrot. Said a little bit added incentive against his former team. So sometimes that does have an effect on a pitcher or a position player who plays a former team.
Quick 0-2 to Carlos Beltran, who struck out in the first. Hill struck out the side in the first, struck out 2 in the second, 1 here in the third.
Your description last night of Kendall Graveman rocking fire, and Hill's kind of getting in that groove right now. Struck out 2 to end last inning. Retired 4 in a row.
Beltran, he went around. Vogt has to hustle after it, make a good throw to first, and he does. 7 strikeouts for Rich Hill through the first 3 innings. 4th inning coming up. It's the Yankees 1 and the A's nothing.
MLB.com, MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, delivers everything you have come to expect and more. Watch every out-of-market game live in HD on over 400 supported devices. It's a free subscription to @Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball, blackout, and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details.
That youngster's happy.
Cotton candy. We want to check on him about 4 innings.
He hasn't quite dove into the cotton candy just yet. He'll get a good sugar rush in about 10 minutes. Reddick, Lowry, and Vogt. See, he has not quite got after it yet. Close though. He looks good in that Yankee cap.
Yes, he does. Look better in his cap.
Yeah, well,
that's come to the Coliseum with a group of 25 there. Everybody gets a cap.
2-2 the count to Reddick, who grounded out to second his first at bat. Looks like Reddick broke his bat. Or does he need a little? He did break his bat.
Yeah, the only time you could put any pine tar on is if you do fracture a bat, break it. But once you leave the on-deck circle, you're not supposed to go back to get additional pine tar. Unless the pitcher wants some. Yeah, he's going to get some more right now. Or another bat. That's the pine tar rag, the rosin, the donut. Big donuts, a couple of rosin bags. So a whole lot of stuff there. And Reddick didn't like that bat. Well, maybe that one was cracked also. The one that the bat boy brought him.
That's a kangaroo court violation by the bat boy. If you bring the hitter a broken bat. That's not good.
That's not good.
That is not good.
Fortunately, Reddick noticed it.
Count stays 2-2, 98 miles an hour from Severino.
Some of the guys on the Yankees side, the broadcast were talking about Eovaldi last night. He said he's throwing 97, 98, gets beat with the off-speed stuff.
That one hooked into the right field corner, and this is going to be a good start to the 4th inning for the A's as Reddick will hustle into second with a double.
Guess what that was? A breaking ball. Slider comes right back into the zone. Watch this. They're trying to go back foot. Instead, Josh Reddick beat him. Got it before it did break into the catcher's mitt and down the right field line. So you throw a 98-mile-an-hour fastball, and then you help him by taking 10 miles off the pitch and throw him a breaking pitch right into his wheelhouse.
You know what, though? I've heard you, or I shouldn't say you, we have talked about that many, many, many times.
Yeah.
So.
You know, sometimes you can watch the bat and the hitter swing the bat, and he'll tell you what he can or cannot do. And it's all part of the game.
Lowry grounded to short in the 1st inning. Vote to follow here in the 4th inning. That double by Reddick, the 3rd hit in the game for the A's. Into right field, the base hit. Reddick rounding 3rd. Beltran's throw is too late, and this ball game is tied at 1 apiece. Clutch, Mr. Clutch this year.
It's unbelievable. That's number 10 for him. Runs batted in. He's yet to hit a home run, but he's coming up with the big hits. And really, there's an opportunity for a hitter, left-hander, to pull the ball, try to advance the runner. So hit it hard enough to give himself up, but also get himself a base hit and a run batted in. I think Teixeira may have thought that ball was farther away than he thought, because if it's close enough, he might dive to try to keep the ball in the infield.
How about that?
That's amazing.
So he did not get a hit with a runner in scoring position in the 1st inning, but he does here in the 4th, and that makes him 8 for 13. So new ball game, tied at 1. Vogt struck out in his first at bat. So he is now 2 for 9 in the series. That one is drilled toward the gap, and that's a base hit. But Hicks hustles over to cut it off. So Vogt with a hit. 3 straight hits here in the 4th.
A carbon copy of last night, where Eovaldi faced the minimum in the first 3 innings, but in the 4th inning gave up 5 hits, 3 runs. A's trying to duplicate that tonight. That's a great job of hitting by Stephen Vogt, and the ball slicing back to Hicks instead of the ball going to the gap.
So now Coughlin will hit. Wow, how about that?
Well, Eovaldi last night, we showed it. Guys had great numbers. It showed him with a 4.50 ERA in the first 3, but a 10+ from 4 to 6. And you know, that's called second time through the batting order in the case of both Eovaldi and Severino. Nathan Eovaldi. We're in the number 30, an important number because that's out in Monument Park with Mel Stoudemire. Not a retired number, but Mel honored with a plaque and honored in Monument Park.
Headley in on the grass. Coughlin's not bunting.
There it is, Monument Park, and
remember at the old Yankee Stadium, it was more in left center, right? And that is right behind the center field fence.
That is beautiful.
Very cool place.
Yeah.
High in the air, down the left field line. Hicks is over into the corner, and did he catch it? He did.
Jeez.
He leaped up and braced himself on that side wall after jumping up, and he caught it. What a play.
Did it go into the stands or start to? He had to reach back a little bit.
Yep.
It might not have gone in, but still a tremendous catch. Very little foul territory. But a left-handed hitter can hit one, stick one inside the foul pole for a home run also. But Hicks, a great throw last night. Canelo run at the plate for a double play and just robbed Coughlin, at least took the at-bat away from him. Things are already said about Hicks when they acquired him. Said he can play anywhere in the outfield, and he's shown center field and left field.
First pitch to Chris Davis. Stays inside to Davis. Grounded back to the pitcher in the second inning. 2 for 10 in the series. He has knocked in a couple of runs. That's a good fastball there. And it just looked like Davis was looking for something else.
And he said he made some adjustments before last night's game. This one, he wanted to get the foot down a little bit earlier. Actually didn't raise the foot. Just kind of dragged it on the ground a little bit. Very strong upper body and upper body strength, which helps him hit the ball a long way.
Right on the outside corner.
Now last night, this one hit the bag off Eovaldi, and maybe it could have been a double. And instead hit the bag, popped up. Headley threw quickly to first, but Davis beat it out for a base hit, much needed. But the biggest one was the bases loaded back up the middle and drove in 2 big runs after the big double play turned by the A's. Second and third and only 1 out. A's made it 5-1 with that hit.
High fastball at 97, and Davis swings and misses. 3 strikeouts for Severino.
Amazing, that kind of a fastball. And you wonder why he would throw anything else but, unless he's going to waste it.
So now it's up to Coco Crisp. Led off the 3rd inning with a line base hit down the right field line. Lowry and Vogt are your runners. First pitch is low. Opponents batting average against off-speed pitches. That's a good note. It was fine last year, not so much this year. Many different reasons for that, probably. So how many off-speed pitches has he thrown? 29% sliders tonight, 11% changeups.
60-40. 60 heaters, 40 off speed. Larry Rothschild said use the heater.
It's like the fastball has a little late life to it as well.
Well, it's one of those up in the zone, a little tough to catch up and hit.
Pitch number 67 coming up from Luis Severino. There's that changeup, but it was 90 miles an hour. Seeing more of those, don't you think, Ray? The last 4 or 5 years, the changeup, but it's like a power changeup.
And really, for him, you're looking at 8 to 12 miles per hour differential. Well, he got it. 98 heater and 90-mile-an-hour changeup. That's what's made Felix Hernandez so great.
Yeah, and it's almost like a split finger or something like that, but it's just like a high velocity changeup. Doesn't seem to make much sense, but guys are getting more strikeouts on that pitch. I just think of a changeup like Barry Zito had a good changeup, but to me it seemed like Barry used it to get soft contact. Not necessarily strike guys out.
Exactly.
So the A's have tied it here in the fourth. Tanaka
and Sabathia, and the two that the A's are not seeing in this series.
Inside, strike three, as that one ran in on the hands of Coco Crisp. He swings through it, but a couple of runs or a couple of hits and a run for the A's. So 1-1 as we go to the bottom of the fourth. Tied 1-1, bottom of the fourth inning. Rich Hill just finishing up his warm-up tosses. Off to a good start. 7 strikeouts for Rich Hill. Remember, he had 10 strikeouts up in Seattle on the 9th of April.
6 innings.
6 innings.
Yeah. But when you have a lot of strikeouts, you have a lot of pitches. Although 51 is not that bad for 3 innings.
First pitch, fastball, first strike to Mark Teixeira. Taps slowly. Coghlan steps in front of Simeon, and a nice play. One out here in the fourth inning. Here's our forward right choice. Let's go back to last night. Kendall Graveman got his first win since July 4th of last year. Pitched into the 7th inning. Gave up just an earned run, 8 strikeouts, 111 pitches. So he was dealing last night.
Remember, he gave up the home run to Gregorius in the 2nd inning. Fastball inside. It was early, and he said he learned a lot from that, because he said, I'm not going back inside with the fastball. That's why he struck out McCann and Teixeira in the same inning with the cut fastball 3-2 down and in. And so he knows that short porch in right field here at Yankee Stadium. Pitching inside, you make a mistake, or just pitching inside in general. Guys could hit it. Gregorius did, and he learned a quick lesson from it.
Now to Alex Rodriguez, who walked in the 2nd inning. That was the inning the Yankees got their run. Hicks had an RBI single.
Look out here.
This is off the plate. So for the 2nd time, Alex Rodriguez walks. 3 walks now for Rich Hill. So there's the breakdown of pitch percentage for this season. This is the 4th start of the year for Rich Hill. So 48% fastballs, 29 curves. Now keep those 2 numbers in mind, because we're going to show you what he's doing tonight. 61% fastballs, 33% curves. So really fewer sliders,
right,
and a few more fastballs.
Stephen Vogt's been behind the plate, and so he knows Rich Hill. And first game he caught him opening night, used the breaking ball a little bit more effectively, and helped him in his second start in Seattle. Last start against Kansas City, a few more fastballs that he left out. Walked a couple of batters too many. Oh my.
And it gets thrown away down the right field line. Alex Rodriguez slides into second, and now he's got to get up and he'll go to third. So Hill, they had Alex Rodriguez picked off because he was taken off. He was like he was just going on first move, but Hill fired wildly to first.
And also, Canna's coming in to try to get the ball to get a better angle to throw to second base because of the jump by Rodriguez, and by moving, his feet were on the move towards the pitcher by the time the ball approached him, and he had no chance to reach to his right and catch it.
So because he was going, he gets a stolen base,
exactly,
and then the air allows him to go from second to third, infield in. So a costly mistake by Rich Hill. Second error this year. He's had made 4 errors now in this series. And A-Rod's jump was so big, Ray. I mean, they would have had to make 2 good throws.
Yeah.
I mean, the Canna throw to second base would have had to been a good one.
Well, and that's kind of the element of surprise that the Yankees are utilizing with their stolen bases.
That's right. They got 14 now.
Yeah.
Second in the American League.
You know, and Joe Girardi stole 13 in the mid-90s. He said it clearly. He said Joe Torre picked the perfect times for him to run, and as a result, he had 13 stolen bases as a catcher.
Right there now, 3-2. Be a little frustrating for Headley. Took a 3-1 fastball right down the middle with the infield in and a runner at third.
You have to be wondering, what is he looking for? Can't be looking for a breaking ball until now.
And he got one. Strike 3 called.
That's right.
So Headley may argue, he may have thought it was outside, but the approach was an interesting one.
You can say it came around the plate, but the bottom line, the 3-1 fastball that he took, maybe looking for that pitch. You can't look for anything. I mean, he's upset, but it should have been, I'm swinging the bat with the runner at third, infield in, just to try to put the ball in play. Big strikeout, though, Rich Hill. That's number 8.
In 3 2/3 innings. So here's Hicks. Hicks dropped a shallow single into center field to knock in Teixeira in the second inning.
See, that one went around the plate. And that's the one that Headley thought had done the same thing, or at least a pitch. Jeff Nelson called a strike on him, had a sharper break on it. Plus, it fooled Headley. He was not going to be able to swing the bat.
Now 3-0 with Austin Romine in the on-deck circle.
So you would think, and we've seen hitters get the 3-0 swing a lot, especially if the guy's struggling.
So we'll see how Hicks approaches Hill with the count 3-1.
Well, here's the case where you don't necessarily want to give in to a hitter, so you may try a breaking ball, something other than just a four-seam fastball that he threw to Headley that he took for strike 2. The old guessing game between pitcher, catcher, and the hitter.
Breaking ball on 3-1, and he walked it. So 4 walks now. Pitch count at 68.
That's not a bad pitch. Instead of throwing a fastball where Hicks could possibly swing and do some damage.
Romine struck out swinging in the second inning. He wasn't going to wait around. Got a fastball. Ryan McCann was the starter in the first 2 games of this series. McCann's been struggling some. Tapped. That's going to be trouble. And it's going to get the job done for the Yankees as Alex Rodriguez comes in to score. And New York leads 2-1.
Well, it's a swing and bunt as they call it. Curveball hit on top of it. And since the infield playing back, not expecting any sort of a bunt, no chance. And Hill picks the ball up. Coghlan might have been better that he pick it up instead of Coghlan trying to make the play. Wouldn't have had him anyway. So the walk of the E1 helped provide that run.
So Romine gets his first RBI of the year, and here's Ronald Torres. Torres struck out looking in the second inning. Tries to hold up, can't do it. Torres is 23 years old, from Venezuela. Actually got to the big leagues with the Dodgers last year. Played in 8 games for LA. And the Yankees grabbed him off waivers in February. And he made the ball club out of spring training. Down and in, and Vogt with the block. So stress inning for Rich Hill, and what makes it probably frustrating for him is it's stressful because of what he has or hasn't done. He's walked 2 and made a costly throwing error. And he's had to throw a lot of pitches. So 73 now. In his last start went 4 1/3 against the Royals on Friday. Breaking ball. Torres was out in front a little bit.
It's not often you see a left-handed pitcher drop down, throw sidearm to a right-handed hitter, but Hill is able to do that, and especially with a big sweeping breaking ball.
So now 24 pitches so far this inning. Outfield is very shallow and shifted just a little bit toward right center. Coghlan has it. Coghlan across the diamond in time. Side retired. A run on a hit, a couple of walks, and an error. So we're going to the 5th inning. Yankees lead 2-1.
In town with Rapid Deal Days presented by Baltimore. $5 Rapid Deal Day tickets are still available for the May 3rd game against the Mariners, which is also a Chevy free parking Tuesday. Visit athletics.com/Bart today to get your tickets now.
5th inning. Simeon leading it off, and then Burns and Canna. So the Yankees now have a 2-1 lead. No walks, 4 strikeouts for the young right-hander Luis Severino. Two and 1 the count. Rangers leading the Astros 3-1 in the 2nd inning. The Rangers are going for the sweep. Keuchel and Griffin. That's A.J. Griffin, the pitching matchup. Keuchel 2-1 to start the season. So the Rangers 9-6 on the year. Off to a good start. Astros struggling. They have lost 6 out of 8. Astros are 5-10 on the year. This weekend, the Rangers will be at Chicago to take on the White Sox. Astros will go home and host the Boston Red Sox. So we'll keep an eye on that game as the Rangers trying to sweep them. That one right into the Yankee broadcast booth and hits the side wall and bounces back out right next door.
That's Paulie O'Neill.
Paul O'Neill, very popular. There they are, Michael Kay. The great Paul O'Neill. Charging Headley across the diamond, 1 out. So 4 in a row retired by Severino. And now Burns will hit. Angels beat the White Sox today 3-2. Trout homered and Jared Weaver got the win. 7 innings, 3 hits, and just a run. So Jared Weaver now 2-0 on the year. Houston Street got the save. So the Angels finish up that long road trip. They had a 10-game trip. They finished the trip 5-5. Remember, it started in Oakland.
That's right. And you try to play 500 on the road. They did exactly that. They play well in Anaheim, their home park.
Well, they get to head home now, and they will host the Seattle Mariners.
Let's see, they had a day game. They didn't get away day, right?
The Mariners?
No, the Angels.
Oh yeah, that was a day game in Chicago. Burns drives one, left center, Ellsbury and Hicks, and it ends up being Aaron Hicks. Those two guys closing the gap quickly.
2 center fielders. Hicks can play center, and we have seen him in center. So ball from the left-handed batter is slicing back towards the left fielder, and Ellsbury stops, and that's Hicks. Catch it and run for a touchdown. And they actually play football games here.
They do. They play a bowl game.
Pinstripe ball, is that what they call it? Pinstripe ball. Can you imagine how tight it is for the end zone in this park?
Not a lot of celebration room. There's the pinstripe ball. Well, they played a lot of football at the old Yankee Stadium.
Yes, they did.
Giants played there for a long time.
That one, they had that hump in the middle, I guess, for drainage. It's made it a little bit difficult to run on that. You're running sideways.
Where's the New York with 2 football teams, and they both play in New Jersey.
But I've seen the setup here for football, and if you score a touchdown, you better not run through the end zone because you're going to jump into the stands.
A little padding.
Yeah, the New York Jets and New York Giants playing in New Jersey.
Yeah. The Meadowlands. the dirt again. 2-2 the count. Mariners beat the Indians today 10-7 in Cleveland in 10 innings. Robinson Cano hit a 2-out 3-run homer in the top of the 10th, and that was the difference in the game. Slice just foul, so the Mariners get a road win. So they are probably on the plane right now, heading out to Anaheim. That stop at Anaheim will be the final stop on what has been a long road trip for Seattle. Mariners now 7-8 on the year. Cano's home run was his 6th of the year. That one is driven right field, hit well, and that baby's gone. So Canna, a line shot to right center field. And we're tied at 2.
Guess what the pitch was, Kite? Check this breaking ball at 84 up. Mark Canna with his 2nd home run of the season, both going to the exact same spot. First one off a left-hander, Rodon, second off the right-hander, Severino. And a bullet to right field, and it took off his bat perfectly, and somebody hurt their hands trying to catch it, but a solo home run to tie it. A 2-strike, opposite field, home run with 2 outs to tie the game. All perfect.
It's always fun to try to figure it out, and you never know for sure. But that wall's pretty short out there. It went about 3-4 rows back. It was a line drive. Do you think that ball would have been out at the Coliseum?
No.
I don't think it would have been.
I think it probably would have hit the
off the wall.
Yeah.
So Canna with a home run. He drives one the other way, his 2nd of the year. Bottom of the 5th coming up. We're now tied at 2. Run has tied this game up at 2. Bottom of the 5th. Canna getting a start at first base tonight. He has not played a lot this year.
Well, he sure can't hit, though, can
yes, he can.
I mean, it's amazing how his approach, and I mean, a good attitude and his approach, always prepared, and he's been given the opportunity tonight. And Alonso really not feeling that great, a little bit of a flu bug, which was scary when he got on the bus today. And I said, we can't open these windows either.
No, you're stuck. Top of the order for the Yankees. Ellsbury takes a breaking ball first strike.
Maybe available late for defense if necessary, but he was feeling it just enough today that with the right-hander not able to be in there.
That's going to be a base hit. That breaking ball just kind of hung out, and Ellsbury may have been looking for it.
Celebrate the A's iconic elephant logo and everyone's favorite mascot, Stomper, with your very own elephant socks presented by Black Bear Diner. The A's second Little League Day on Sunday, May the 1st. You can be one of 15,000 fans to receive a pair of elephant socks. For tickets and more information, visit athletics.com/promotions or call 877-493-BALL. Now, elephant socks should be huge, right? I mean, you're looking at elephant legs. I mean, those are big legs.
Oh, so you're saying because there's elephant socks, they should be like big socks.
Like cover your whole body.
Oh.
You know, like a body sock.
Something to think about.
But, I mean, we had the striped socks. Those you figured. But elephant socks?
Yeah.
But I guess for Stomper, the mascot.
I understand what you're saying there,
but
Ray.
when you think of an elephant, though.
I don't know that. I don't know that sales and marketing is right up your alley, but I see kind of what you're saying.
Big and tall. How about that? Big and tall elephant socks. Now let's stick with the Stomper socks, which are appropriate for him.
Shot, scooped to second, first, double play. 6-4-3 on the double play. The A's will take it. It was a smash right at Simeon, and he just stayed with it.
And it needed to be hit right at him. He could not handle the short hop or a line drive, but taking the short hop, he was able to catch it in the air, flip it to his second baseman Lowry, and turn the double play 6-4-3 nicely. So within a matter of 4 pitches, 2 outs. And especially we'll get a chance to see the drop down curveball that Ellsbury hit. But you're right, Kai, they left it in the middle of the plate. If you're going to throw that breaking ball, we've seen him do it to lefties, he's got to get it off the plate outside, not leave it inside of lefties.
Not in this ballpark.
No.
0-2 to Carlos Beltran, who does not look like he's seeing the ball from Rich Hill real well. He has struck out twice, swinging, and Hill, he's ready to go.
But Beltran, like Teixeira, a better hitter from the left side. What was that? He didn't even wind up.
Little waste pitch.
I think he was ready to pitch, and what was?
Is it great when a guy does that and then the next pitch is like the perfect pitch? Fastball on the inside corner.
About 95.
Yeah. Four pitches now for Rich Hill.
I thought in talking to Mark Teixeira, I asked him about hitting right-handed, switch hitting as he's in the on-deck circle. He said, when I hit right-handed, it's almost like I'm a platoon player because I get so few at-bats right-handed, and seem to be more right-handed pitchers than left-handers, so he bats more from the left side. But I thought that was interesting because he said my numbers have never been that great from the right side, which means that if it's late in the game and you're bringing a pitcher in to face Teixeira, you're going to look at the numbers. And he says, yeah, I'm going to see a lot of left-handers because they're going to turn me around to bat right-handed. But I'd never heard that concept where he says I'm a platoon player batting right-handed because I don't get to do it a lot. It's like coming off the bench.
Very close. Four walks, 8 strikeouts for Rich Hill. Reach for foul back.
4 pitches and 2 outs. Now he's got 8 pitches. But starting at bat 0-2 to Beltran, and 4 foul balls with a couple of strikes.
Curve got him looking, and Beltran knew it. That is strikeout number 9. He's got Beltran 3 times. 6th inning coming up. A's 2, Yankees 2. Kings in round 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. It's game 5 from Los Angeles. Sharks leading that series 3-1. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. with Sharks pregame live. Don't miss a moment on the home of the authentic Sharks fans, CSN, California. So Sharks trying to move on, need a win.
Well, the bottom half of the 5th inning, a big inning for Rich Hill after Mark Canha tied it. Get back to the dugout, especially after giving up a leadoff base hit, get a double play, and big strikeout. Once again, the A's playing one of these close games. And remember last night, really the main core of the bullpen, Doolittle did close it out. But Doe came in, gave up a home run. I thought a good buddy, Scott Emerson, made a good point.
What did he say?
He said that what Ryan Doe did last night, granted he had given up nothing. We showed all the zeros. But he says the 3-1 count, he said he made a pitch for the team because he threw a 3-1 fastball. Beltran hit a home run. It's 1 run. If he tries to trick him selfishly, walk him, maybe the next guy hits a home run, makes it a closer game.
Sure.
So Emo was looking at it as a team strike, a team home run, but he got out of the inning after that and all was good. So little things like that, and Sean Doolittle closed it out with a good 9th inning, but Ryan Doe had really given up nothing, but on the 3-1 fastball, he grooved it, and Beltran hit it, but only 1 run.
Payoff pitch to Lowry. And that is bounced fair down the third base line. Shift was on. Hicks grabs it. He'll fire in. Lowry for second, and Lowry is going to be. So Hicks picked it up clean, and he showed off that arm again. And the strength of the arm is there, but how about the accuracy? That throw was right there.
Well, and the shift going and beating the shift down to the corner, and Hicks got to it before it hit the wall. Wow. I always talked about Ricky Henderson playing left field, and Jed approached first base maybe a little reluctant to go to second, decided to go and was out by plenty.
So Hicks has made an impact defensively in this series. Remember, he made a nice catch in the 4th inning, and that ball up against the sidewall.
Now you can see he's a right-handed thrower, glove on the left hand, so he has to go backhand and stop. Where Ricky, with the glove on his left hand, a right hand throwing left-handed, he could catch, spin, and throw, and kept a lot of guys to singles or threw them out at second. But the key was getting to the ball, and it looked like a slight bobble to make sure he had the good grip, but a perfect throw, 1 hop to second. He may have won the Gold Glove this 3-game series.
He's got our vote. Headley is there. 2 outs. So vote now 1 for 3. That'll bring up Chris Cogley. Bryce Harper hit another home run today.
Wow. Has he got 600 yet?
The Nationals lost. Wow. So, but they're still off to a great start. They're 11-4. But Harper now has 6 home runs in the last 8 games. And he has 8 home runs total on the season. Avedo starts to throw. Bryce Harper, 23 years old. He's going to start getting the Barry Bonds walk treatment.
Yes, he is.
I mean, he is.
When he hit
no place to get him out.
When he hit his 100th, it was a grand slam. Never hit a grand slam before. Waits till his 100th home run and hits a grand slam. But I thought, I can't remember what I was watching, but they showed every home run, all 99 home runs, every swing, boom, 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 home run. And a guy, I don't know if Bob Carpenter said, he's never hit a grand slam. Boom, grand slam, home run number 100. But I mean, it was to see all those swings, and you're right, all over the field. He's hit home runs. His first 99 were everywhere.
But there just doesn't seem to be a spot you can pitch him to get him out.
One of the classic statements, somebody said, you think you'd be the next $400 million player? He says, don't sell me short.
That's probably right, too.
And he is probably right.
A couple years away from free agency.
Barbado, the right-hander, the A's saw a couple of nights ago warming up in the bullpen.
funny. Somebody said about Bryce Harper, interesting comparison, some truth to it. He said he's a combination of Pete Rose and Reggie Jackson. Pete Rose, by the way he plays, you know, just full steam ahead, and Reggie just grip it and rip it, man. I'm going to swing hard and hit it a long ways. Reggie was a sensational athlete, just like Harper. There's a shot towards center. Ellsbury's going to get back there, makes the catch, side, retired. So Coughlin hit it right on the nose, but right into the glove of the Yankees center fielder. Bottom of the 6th coming up. By McDonald's. Let's go back to June 11th of 2006. Nick Swisher, an inside the park home run. I faintly remember this.
Yeah, I do too.
That was Johnny Damon kicking it around out there. Last time the A's swept a series here in New York. 2006, they have a chance to do it. And that, of course, was in the old stadium. A's are 15-6 versus the Yankees since 2013. Remember, there was a stretch of time where the Yankees beat up on the A's, but now it's switched back. The A's have played extremely well. And these two teams will hook up, as Ray mentioned earlier, in a 4-game series, May 19th, 20th, 21st, and 22nd at the Coliseum. So that's coming up.
And we'll be talking about it soon, but a reminder, the 20th is a fireworks night, the first one against the Yankees on the Friday night, and should be a good one.
So they're having fireworks on May 20th?
It's a Friday. It's your birthday?
I didn't know they'd have fireworks for my birthday. I mean, you know what? That's really nice for the A's organization to do that for me.
That's right.
That's really nice of them.
You know,
have a fireworks show on my birthday.
That is pretty
And
good.
everybody's going to celebrate?
Yeah.
That's cool.
We're all going to celebrate for that Friday night, do a little A-team following, and, you know,
that's right.
have a birthday cake for you.
No, you guys are going to be on the road watching fireworks from your rearview mirror.
How about this one? Father Terry Tompkins, who used to be at St. Isidore, was born on July the 4th. And you can imagine being born on July the 4th and fireworks. He said every day, every time I have a birthday, they have fireworks on my birthday.
Every year.
But that's good, May 20th.
I'm excited about that fireworks show now. It'd be nice if the theme was like
Grease.
The 70s, 80s music.
Grease.
Yeah. Is it really?
I think it's Grease.
Grease is the word, is the word, is the word?
I think Steve Finelli said it's Grease.
Stick around for that one.
Well, it's your birthday. You better stick around for it. They may have a theme of Glenn Kuiper.
Yeah, or Rich Hill with another strikeout. 10 strikeouts for Rich Hill in 5 1/3 innings.
Well, the sweeping breaking ball, this one, catch in the corner. Jeff Nelson likes it. Mark Teixeira doesn't, but he'll take it. The curveball has been a fantastic pitch tonight. 10th career, 10th strikeout game, 2 of those coming this year in his 2nd and now his 4th start. He won the game up in Seattle, trying to do the same in tonight's game after striking out at least 10.
That's a strike.
That is a strike. And catching on the corner, nice catching by Stephen Vogt, catching and kind of framing it correctly.
That ball went right over his front knee, which means it wasn't too low.
So you just got it confirmed, right?
Yeah. The theme is for the May 20th fireworks is Grease.
That's right. That Steve Finelli brought that up and said that's the first one, and it's a big one. First of 6. Now you can't have a birthday on every fireworks, but we'll give you that one.
Alex Rodriguez has walked twice.
Yeah.
Good breaking ball.
You look at this game, and Rich Hill has struck out 10, but he will probably look at the leadoff walk to Teixeira and the one-out walk to Rodriguez, and back-to-back innings or 2 innings apart, and they both scored, and that's the reason it's a 2-2 game. As I mentioned, his last start against Kansas City, a couple of walks scored.
So a full count. Headley to follow here in the bottom of the 6th.
You know, it's hard not to like Rich Hill. He's such a personable young man. I mean, he's got a great personality. He's always talking and willing to talk, and even on the day he pitches, he doesn't run and hide.
Shot knocked down. Coughlin scrambles after it, throws across the diamond, and they got him.
And that's a perfect example of why not everybody can play third base. A hot corner, he's playing back, but he did not panic. He knows that Alex Rodriguez does not run as well as he once did. So he got it. He seemed to have a little hesitation, a little pause before he unleashed a strong throw across the diamond. Hustled to it, bare hand, got the good grip, and a strong throw to Mark Canha with a nice stretch, and got Alex Rodriguez jumping at the bag. That's a great play.
Here's Headley. How close was it? Half a step.
Yeah.
Headley has grounded out, and he has struck out.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think A-Rod was at one time a 40-40.
Yes, he was.
So you can tell how his speed has diminished a little bit.
Headley 2 for 9 in this series, and he drives one left center. Burns. Got it.
Home run Coliseum.
Yes, indeed.
399 at Yankee Stadium. Wow.
So a long out, and we're headed to the 7th inning. It's a 2-2 ball game.
Rock out with your very own Sean Doolittle of Metallica Gnome with sound, presented by Ross. 15,000 fans at the Saturday April 30th game will receive this one-of-a-kind giveaway that actually plays the A's closers walkout song. Get your tickets today at athletics.com/tickets or by calling 4-9-3 ball. That will be against the Houston Astros. A weekend series against Houston, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And of course that one, a big one. Sean Doolittle Dome. Sean is throwing that mid-90s fastball again. And good to see he, as well as Axford and Madsen, three great closers, and take your pick coming in and help closing out a ball game.
So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up at Smog Experts. The lefty Chasen Shreve comes in. He pitched in game 1 of the series on Tuesday night. Through 1 inning, had a strikeout, through 14 pitches. And there's the final line for Severino. He was pretty good tonight.
Yeah.
103 pitches. You can certainly see why the Yankees are very high on this young man. Just 22 years old. Get no decision tonight. And for the Athletics, it'll be Davis, Crisp, and Simeon. First pitch is driven to center. Ellsbury's back, and that baby's gone.
Wow. And that was crushed. We just saw Headley swing hard. It sounded great. And Chris Davis just comes up and say, I can do one better. And he did, to the left of center field. His first as a member of the Athletics after 2 hits last night. And Chris Davis gives the A's the lead. Wow.
So that one has to feel quite good for Chris Davis. Get him to smile.
Well, we said it last night. Maybe hitting the third base bag with a base hit might have started him. Well,
and that one's hit to left, and that baby is gone.
Wow, second decker. Shreve has thrown 2 pitches in this inning, and they have been loud 2 pitches.
So just like that, the A's lead 4-2 here in the top of the 7th. Back-to-back home runs by Davis and Crisp. Second deck.
And poor Chris Davis hardly had a chance to talk about his. First time back-to-back for the A's this year. But both of them sounded so great.
Last night the A's had 4 doubles. Tonight 3 home runs. There you go. Barbedo starts to throw again.
To Marcus Semien after fastballs to Davis and Crisp. Marcus Semien getting the split change that Shreve likes to throw. That looks like a screwball.
Interesting, Ray. We saw Barbedo warming up last inning.
Yeah.
And then you look at this inning with Davis, a right-handed hitter, leading off, then Crisp, and then Marcus Semien. But Joe Girardi went with the left-hander Shreve.
Fastball a little bit away, and Chris Davis unloaded and got just enough of the sweet part of the bat with his power to go out. And to see Ellsbury turn his back, and that was not cheap. That was hit well, and A's liked it. The bench loved it. They no more got to celebrate than Coco. First pitch also crushed one the second deck.
So here's Burns. Burns takes the first pitch strike.
You know, the one thing you said, remember in the game the other night, Barbedo came in, but Shreve came in the close game on Tuesday. And I think Shreve is the 7th inning guy until Chapman comes back. And then Shreve would be one of the 6th inning guys. It's going to be then Betances, Miller, and Chapman. And Coco gets a similar fastball and crushed it. And maybe they wanted to turn Coco around, but I agree with you. You got the right-handers, but I think the confidence maybe of the Yankees using one versus the other, and maybe we're seeing that tonight.
Burns swings at a pitch in the dirt. He will be retired. So 2 outs here in the 7th, but the A's have scored twice.
An A's hitter may not get another fastball with this pitcher.
So here's Canna. Canna homered in the 5th.
Coco Crisp, a home run in Seattle to help the A's win a game in the extra innings. And tonight gives the A's some insurance with a back-to-back Chris Davis. Next road trip, there'll be 2 Chris Davises on the field at the same time.
Yep. Get right back on the road. Baltimore, Boston, and the Tampa Bay Rays will be the next day's road trip. Rolled up the third base line, but foul. So 0-2 to Canna.
I think we both agree that the A's are fortunate that Bob Melvin is a manager, and as much as Chris Davis has struggled, Bob Melvin has really been on his side, and he's talked and tried to build up confidence. And I think that Chris Davis said, that's great. He said, it's nice that somebody thinks I can hit because I know I can. And Bob Melvin has kept him in the lineup. And what he did last night with 2 hits and a big home run tonight, there's a credit to the manager for building him up instead of being upset that he struck out so many times. He said he can hit, and I'm going to leave him in the lineup. And he has proven that he's got it for a reason. Tonight was one of the biggest.
Canna swings at a pitch in the dirt. Side retired, but the A's do damage. Back-to-back home runs, and they were both loud. Davis, his first of the year, he goes straight away. Followed by Coco Crisp, who goes into the second level down the third base line. 4-2 A's as we reach the 7th inning stretch.
Is brought to you by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. And by Xfinity. X1 from Xfinity will change the way you experience TV.
Hey, Know It All with Sportsnet Central. It's brought to you by Hyundai. It's tonight at 10:30 on our sister station, CSN Bay Area. Highlights and post-game reaction from this A's Yankees game. Warriors and the Rockets game 3. Highlights and reaction. Is Steph Curry going to play tonight? And we'll have a full coverage from that game down in Houston. Ed Free, Dave Feldman will host. So the A's now with a 4-2 lead. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. So Rich Hill is done after 6 innings. And Fernando Rodriguez comes in. So a nice performance by Rich Hill. Ends up with 4 walks and 10 strikeouts. 2 runs, 1 earned. And 104 pitches.
Worthy of a smile, and he's got a smile on his face. And coming back to pitch against the Yankees, the team he played for in 2014. He was in the bullpen, and what a performance tonight. And Stephen Vogt has worked with him in 4 starts, and all 4 he's played exceptionally well.
So in this series, Ray, the A's bullpen has gone 8 innings, has allowed 4 hits, a run, no walks, 5 strikeouts, and a combined 101 pitches thrown in the first 2 games of the series. So they've been used a little bit, but they've been very good.
They have been excellent, and Fernando Rodriguez in 2 innings on Tuesday night. Coco got a little insurance with his 2nd home run of the season. Fernando picked up the win on Tuesday night.
So the A's bullpen at 2.50 ERA so far. Terrific lately. And they'll have to get 9 outs if the A's are going to sweep the Yankees here in New York. This is Gardner. Gardner's hitting for Hicks. Gardner takes a little bit high. Hicks, while he was in there, singled in a run in the 2nd, walked in the 4th, and made a couple very nice plays defensively. Gardner has had a little bit of a stiff neck. He was out of the lineup last night.
Remember when he slid in head first into second base on Tuesday night and then had to reach back and hold the bag? Who knows what might have happened then. He was not able to play, but able to pinch hit tonight. Said he was available a little bit late last night, maybe for defense.
Gardner will be followed by Austin Romine and Ronald Torres. Some pretty good hitters on the bench, though. We're seeing Gardner, but also Gregorius, Ackley, and McCann. Good pitch, 94 on the inside corner.
Well, they've been outside with 3 and then 1 on the inside, and as hard as that is sometimes to throw it to lefty's inside corner, he did it. Couldn't pull the trigger.
Two pitch, foul back. It's interesting, Ray, with Fernando Rodriguez. Now this is his 7th appearance. His first 6 appearances, every one of them has been more than 1 inning.
True. Yeah. And twice he's come in and got big double plays.
He's thrown 10 innings in 6 appearances.
Yeah. Seattle got a big double play, 1st and 3rd, and then Kansas City came in and got a double play, 5-4-3. So he's been able to get the ground balls when he needed, but also a good strikeout pitcher.
Valuable too, boy. A multi-inning guy. Yeah. In that 6-inning, 7-inning window. Very important.
Now remember, the A's have Axford, Madsen, and Doolittle. They could be going 7, 8, 9, but we're going to Fernando in 7 and maybe 2 of the other 3, hopefully trying to finish it out in the 8th and 9th.
3-2 pitch is fouled just to our left. Again into the press box, rattles around down at the far end. So Jinski is getting loose. He's pitched in each of the first 2 games in this series. Not a whole lot of pitches, so we could see him. And a fastball, and Gardner lays off, and a pretty good at bat. He gets the walk. So good start for the Yankees here in the 7th. Again, Joe Girardi's going to go to that bench and use those good left-handed hitters this game. Starting with Brian McCann. McCann will hit for Romine. Ackley and Gregorius still on the bench. With Ronald Torres up next, we may see Gregorius. Who knows?
Well, and I think Coach already knows Sapczynski's up in the bullpen, and Doolittle's also down there. But I think at times that, let's say McCann's coming up to pinch hit with Sapczynski warming up in the bullpen, I would be running the plate to make sure the right-hander I get to face him instead of maybe taking too long, and gives the left-hander a chance to loosen up and come in the game.
Shift is on for McCann. He has one hit in this series, but just one for his last 16. But plenty of power.
Well, you got to stay away, try to get him to pull, and maybe hit a double play. Tuesday night, Fernando on the mound, and Stephen Vogt behind the plate. Ellsbury in a big situation, and quickness getting rid of the ball. Nice scoop at second by Semien to throw out Ellsbury, and Stephen Vogt, quick release after a very, very quick release by Fernando Rodriguez, and that was a huge caught stealing by the Athletics. That was the only base runner for the Yankees in the last, what, 5 1/3 innings, and he was thrown out at second.
High fastball, and McCann swings through it.
That's a great time to go up the ladder, and he did it perfectly, intentionally or not, but it worked out. Stephen Vogt, oh wow. Stephen gave the high target, and Fernando hit it.
So with one out, Gregorius will pinch hit for Torres. Joe Girardi figures this is the time to use these guys.
Yeah.
Gardner led off the inning with a walk. No shift for Gregorius. Gregorius has the power. We saw it last night. Barbato and Betances. Outfield. Burns in center over toward right center. And now 1-1. It's like Yankee hitters too, and this happens when you're struggling to score runs. You start trying to do more instead of less, and when you're behind, you try to tie the game.
Gregorius hit the one down the right field line last night on a fastball, not quite the same velocity as Fernando though.
Chased a high one, and it's 1-2. That's John Axford starting to throw.
He would probably be for Castro, I guess. Ellsbury, a left-hander, and I don't know who could go to him as well. But now Fernando trying to get Gregorius out.
It in the air to shallow right center. Plenty of time for Burns to come in.
Try to pull the outside fastball. Try to pull in the right field seats, and that's how you pitch in this stadium against the lefties who want to pull the ball into the seats. Way outside and up, and if you're going to do anything with that pitch, you have to go to left field. You can't try to pull it because it's too much velocity from Fernando and the zone, which is up. It's just tough to go out and hook a ball that far outside.
Top of the order now, Jacoby Ellsbury. Strikeout, ground out, base hit for Ellsbury. First pitch on the outside corner, first strike. Third year for Ellsbury in New York. Third year of that 7-year contract he signed. Late time.
That's what you were talking about last night for Fernando, with the possibility of Gardner running. Hold, take a little bit longer. Quick pitch, slide step. That time he held so long that Ellsbury asked for time and was granted by Jeff Nelson.
Hit hard into right field, the base hit. Gardner will stop at second. Ellsbury has his second hit.
That ball had a little bit of a cut action on it at 88 miles per hour, and not the real good fastball that we're accustomed to seeing from Fernando, and just out of the reach of Jed Lowry.
So now a stress inning for Rodriguez.
Well, we have seen from this young man be aggressive.
Yeah, he will swing.
He winds up, he swings hard, and that's what you do not want to see, for him to make solid contact on one of those fastballs.
Takes that one, and it was a fastball out over the plate for a strike. Castro has struck out twice and hit into a 6-4-3 double play. Chases, and it's 0-2. There's that aggressiveness.
Yeah, and that's a hard cutter. I mean, that's a great pitch of Fernando's throwing. Cutter slider out of the strike zone at 88 miles per hour after about a 95 fastball. When Mariano Rivera goes in the Hall of Fame, on his plaque they're going to say cutter.
Yeah, that's it. Everybody will know what they mean.
That's right. Don't even have to put his name on there. Just put cutter.
And he reached for it, pokes it into center field for a hit. Gardner will score. Ellsbury to third, and it's 4-3.
Wow. Well, that's a good job of hitting by Castro. He got the same pitch that he swung out in the dirt. Just a little bit too much to the plate by Rodriguez, and able to reach out. I mean, ideally 0-2, you'd like to throw another one in the dirt, but he left it up in this zone enough. Almost just like they hit the other night. Mark Canha got to win the game.
So Axford's coming in. Yankees are making a move. Baseball on CSN California is brought to you by T-Mobile. Get Major League coverage. T-Mobile has doubled its 4G LTE in the last year. Beautiful look outside Yankee Stadium. And tense moments inside with the A's leading the Yankees 4-3, but runners at first and third. 2 outs. Carlos Beltran, the hitter, and John Axford comes in. 9th appearance for Axford. Has not allowed a run. And Beltran has struck out 3 times tonight.
They were from the right side, though, and Rich Hill.
First pitch is a fastball inside. A great note for you.
Yep.
The A's have not allowed an inherited runner to score so far this year. Just another reason why the bullpen's been so good.
They need to be good right now because there's 2 of them on the bases right now that John Axford would like to see stay there.
Lowry backhands, throws, and Axford strands
26.
a pair. So a run on 2 hits and a walk. So 8th inning coming up. A's 4, Yankees 3. Well, the A's Insider Podcast is live on CSNCalifornia.com. Log on each week as our A's Insider Joe Stiglitz talks baseball with players, coaches, special guests, and much, much more. The A's Insider Podcast with Super Joe Stiglitz. It's on CSNCalifornia.com, also available on iTunes.
Super Joe, huh?
Super Joe.
There's a guy named Super Joe Charbonneau that was in Cleveland.
That's right. That's why I call him that. Johnny Barbado comes in. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and smog expert. So Barbado comes in. Barbado was the loser. Gave up that hit to Mark Canha. There's a ground ball up the middle, but right there is Gregorius, who is in the game. So Reddick is retired. He's now 1 for 4. So the defensive changes. The 3 guys who pinch hit stay in the game in those spots. Gardner in left, McCann the catcher, Gregorius the shortstop. And those 3 guys that are in the game, Ray, they will bat one more time.
Yes, they will.
Here's Lowry. He's had a good night offensively, 2 for 3. Shift is on, and the first pitch is a strike. So another tight ball game. A's have played 15 games this year. 8 of those 15 have been one-run games. Working on another one right now. A's are 5-3 in that category so far this year. And Barbato on 3 pitches strikes out Lowry. 2 quick outs here in the top of the 8th. So last year the one-run games, well, it was a difficult time for the A's. They lost a lot of them. But so far, different story. Playing a lot of them and so far winning. Last season, 19-35. I'm telling you, Ray, that's the difference in a successful bullpen.
Well, you think if you went half of the ones you lost by 1 run, 17 wins, but the A's were, well, they ended up losing 94. So do the math. But how much better it could have been. But you're right. The bullpen is a huge difference because you have the close games. The starters, case of Graveman last night, turned it over to the bullpen, held it. Is it Santiago we saw with Angels? All those
no decisions.
And just I think it was him. It's well enough just to get no decisions.
2-0 to Stephen Vogt. Kurt Young has to be thrilled with what he has seen from his, well, not just the bullpen, the rotation's done a good job.
Almost to the point he could say, okay, to the team, our pitchers have done the job.
They have.
Now they've done their job, start scoring some runs, make it a little bit easier on them because they have done a very, very good job, starters and relievers. And Kurt, of course, one of the best, if not the best in the game as far as a pitching coach, and it's proven to be that this year.
Four-pitch walk to Vogt. That youngster, it's just not going well. He was happy until those back-to-back home runs. Just has not been able to bounce back from.
I bet he saw the cotton candy and said he wanted some. After all, he said, if you're keeping me up this late, I got to have something.
Dad looks like he's just about had it too.
And he probably said, Dad, are you teasing me? The Yankees are within 1 run. you want to stay?
Well, maybe the reason he's crying is the fact that it's 9:38, and every other night of the week he's in bed by now.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Hang in there, buddy.
Got good seats. I mean, what more?
Yes, he does.
Those are great seats.
Fastball 95, and Coghlan takes it first strike. Coghlan is 0 for 3 tonight. Two for 10 in the series. Tonight he's playing third base. As the A's head to Toronto to take on the Blue Jays, the Yankees will stay home. In fact, get back into their division. They will host the Rays this weekend. Whoa, high and deep to right field. Beltran at the wall, and that baby is gone. 6-3 A's lead.
A 4-pitch walk to Stephen Vogt. A 2-1 fastball to Chris Coghlan.
Watch the front foot, get it down, unload, full swing, and crush. Sounded great, and it just happened to be a left-handed hitter to hit it to right field. And Beltran could only go back and watch because that was going to go easily. High, arcing, and there's your 2-run insurance. A 1-run game turns into a 3-run game. This Coghlan, his second. Both huge.
So the A's now have hit 4 home runs tonight. And they lead 6-3 here in the top of the 8th.
Well, didn't the A's and everybody talk about scoring more runs at the beginning of the season?
Nice play by the police officer, who is really just minding his own business.
Well, that Modell's knows where to put their signs, don't they? Right field. Do you think they get some subliminal advertising out of those signs?
Davis with a long home run in the 7th. No swing, 2-1.
The one thing the A's have proven tonight, can of course hit a slider, but then Davis and Crisp and Coghlan all hit fastballs. And for Severino, who gave up 2 runs, both coming on sliders when he's throwing a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. 2-2 slider to Canna, and Jed Lowry with a RBI base hit to right field on a slider.
Line drive right at Ellsbury. Had a little knuckle to it. He stays with it, makes the catch. Side retired. Damage done by the A's. Chris Coghlan, home run. His second of the year, a 2-run shot. A's lead 6-3 as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Your local Toyota dealers. 6-10-1 for the A's, 3-5-0 for the Yankees. 10 strikeouts in 6 innings for Rich Hill. The A's have hit 4 home runs. Severino, the young right-hander, was good tonight. But the A's 6 outs away from a sweep here at Yankee Stadium. So a little work to do yet. Axford stays out there. Strike 2 to Teixeira. Teixeira, Rodriguez, and Headley here in the bottom of the 8th. Big shift on for Teixeira. Teixeira walked and scored in the 2nd, grounded out in the 4th, struck out in the 6th. He is 0 for 9 in the series.
Kind of to your point about a good bullpen.
And what Axford did, granted right now it's a 3-run game. When he came into the game, it was a 1-run game.
Yeah.
Runners at first and third. He gets a big out on Beltran with a ground ball to second base. And then here comes a 2-run home run, and you say, wow, there's your breathing room. But what Axford did, what the bullpen has been doing, has been spectacular so far in the season. It is early, but it's a great sign to see what they've been doing.
Good fastball there, Axford. Jams Teixeira.
One thing we've seen from Mark Teixeira in this series, he seems to be waiting a long time. Something that in the past, hitting left-handed, he has been very aggressive and almost looking fastball every pitch and driving it. But you're going to watch it in batting practice. He's got a hitting flat-footed, almost like he does not want to go after the ball. He wants to wait back. And a good fastball from Axford has been eating him up a little bit.
Full count. 10 hits for the A's, 5 for the Yankees. A's with 1 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, 2 in the 7th, 2 in the 8th for their runs. Yankees got single runs in the 2nd, 4th, and 7th. That's Kirby Yates starting to throw. Teixeira. Get another look at a 3-2 pitch. Rangers leading the Astros 6-2 in the 6th inning in Arlington. Trying to finish off that 3-game sweep. Teixeira again hits it hard but foul. Teixeira digs back in. Chokes up just a shade. Always had that slightly open stance, not much. Canna knocks it down, picks it up. Time to get it to Axford, 1 out.
There's an important thing about a pitcher hustling to first base. I always say you don't want to have a pitcher running to the bag and have to take a throw and try to touch the bag. Watch how quickly Axford gets over. And by the time Canna bobbles, then feeds, he's there, catches it, tags the bag. Good play by Canna. Little backhand, heel of the glove. Didn't panic. Nice feed. And Axford immediately hustling over to first base, and that's huge. And kind of go up the line a little bit, but catch and tag and get out of the way. And Stephen Vogt went out to give him a breather.
1 out. Alex Rodriguez to hit. Fastball first strike. Jake Arrieta from the Chicago Cubs has a no-hitter through 8 innings in Cincinnati. .103 pitches through 8 innings for Arrieta. He's been unbelievable to start the season.
I think the Orioles would love to have him back. Who'd they get for him? Can't even remember. Well, I mean, not that important. I mean, he's coming to his own with the Cubs for sure.
Trying to think what that deal was. Oh, 0-2. Vogt sets up inside. There's that fastball, and it's able to get in on Alex Rodriguez. Tonight has walked twice, grounded out, and he has scored a run.
Jed Lowry before that last pitch, after Alex Fowley's kind of moved a little bit over in a normal second base position. He'd been playing him to pull, but maybe seeing the mid-90s fastball from Axford that he was not going to pull it, and so kind of shifted back almost to the normal position.
well to right field. Reddick hustling back. Reddick spins around, makes the catch. 2 outs.
He's good out there, and he may struggle at Yankee Stadium swinging the bat, but his defense never slows down. Fastball up and away, and that's Alex Rodriguez at his best. He'd actually used this swing when he played for the Rangers. The wind blowing in from left field, he changed to hit more to right field and hit home runs. He did it. His time almost, but Josh Reddick ran it down at the warning track.
So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th, and Headley will hit. Headley is 0 for 3 and 2 for 10 in the series. Up the middle, under the glove of Simeon. He tried to backhand it, so that'll be a base hit. Simeon wanted to backhand it and then be ready to stand up and throw quickly.
See where he's playing? If he's at shortstop, all he has to do is go forward with a hand out to his left, this time trying to backhand. That's a much tougher play. And of course he knew he should have had it, but did not come up with it. But by backhanding, he would have set himself up to throw.
So that'll bring up Gardner. Second at bat for Gardner. He pinch hit in the 7th, leading it off. He was hitting for Hicks, and he walked and scored. Short lead for Headley. He's not going anywhere. Coghlan even with the bag at 3rd. Shallow in center and left. Gardner on the year hitting .308. He does have a home run. Tough at bat, and he will do that. He'll make a pitcher work and make him throw strikes.
And usually if he hits a home run, it's going to be an off-speed pitch because he does wait so long. Quick bat, but more taking good fastballs and sometimes getting an off-speed pitch, and that's when he's able to yank it down the right field line.
Gardner's already walked 9 times this year. And that one's a ball. 3-0. McCann is the on deck hitter. Called a bullpen, so we're going to get some movement down there. That's him quickly up. .30 pitch to Gardner is on the inside corner, first strike.
John Axford knows it's important not to put the potential tying run at the plate in the person of McCann. Another National Leaguer in the American League now, like Axford.
Gardner waits, and there's another strike. Now it's full count.
Might have been taken all the way. He knows his run is not that important, just trying to get on base. And with that approach, looked like he was taken all the way.
So Headley will be on the move. Canna moves back to a normal spot. And the pitch, strike 3, called at the knees. What a pitch by Axford. And that's how the bottom of the 8th comes to an end. So Axford goes an inning and a third, strikes out Gardner to end the 8th. 9th inning coming up.
Your family to the ballpark on a Friday night with the Friday Family Pack. You get 4 Plaza level tickets, 4 Coliseum hot dogs, 4 medium sodas, 4 bags of peanuts, and just $60 at every Friday home game. Buy now at athletics.com/family pack, subject to availability.
So 6-3 A's lead. It is the 9th inning. It's time for change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. Back to the bullpen for the Yankees. Kirby Yates comes in for his 6th appearance. Severino in 6. Shreve an inning. Barbato an inning. Both those relievers gave up a couple of runs. Thanks to home runs. So here's Yates. Coco Chris takes a strike. Coco's 2 for 3 with a single and a home run. His home run came right-handed, and it went into the second deck down the left field line. Quick 0-2. Watch where this home run lands.
Just watch Coco because he just hits it, puts a head down, knows it's gone, see how far it's going to go, and we're going to start in the second deck. Start to take off his batting gloves. That is a long shot.
Skips Coco out of the way. In the 9th inning, the Yankees will have McCann, Gregorius, and Ellsbury, 3 scheduled hitters. He's trying to win their 5th consecutive game. Coco lofts one foul, second level. The crowd tonight, 33,818. A fair share.
Yeah. So 30 plus all 3 games. It's an amazing sight to see it sold out.
Again, Coco, same spot down the left field line. We've also seen a lot of empty seats in this ballpark in this 3-game series. Yankees attendance last year 3.1 million. So very good attendance, but actually down some from 2014. Down a couple 100,000. But still over 3 million for the 17th consecutive year. Of course, that goes back to the old Yankee Stadium.
Angels trying to match it. Well, they've had about 12 with Artie Moreno as their owner.
Coco waits the 2-2. The Yankees' single season attendance record, 4.29 million. And that was in 2008, and that was the last year of the old stadium. That makes sense.
Yeah.
They averaged 53,000 per game in 2008. 53,000 per game.
It's like the Blue Jays in the early 90s when they went back-to-back World Series.
And it's outside. Coco checked his swing, and he takes the walk. So make sure you join us tomorrow. The A's will head to Toronto after the game and get set for what should be a very entertaining series against the Blue Jays. Sonny Gray and Aaron Sanchez is your pitching matchup tomorrow. Coverage begins at 3:30 with A's pregame live. And remember, complete A's coverage every night on Sportsnet Central and CSNCalifornia.com. So the Blue Jays, they had quite a season last year. See Josh Donaldson. He's off to a good start again. He got 6 home runs already. Maybe those guys are going to head up to Toronto. Follow us up there. Speaking of attendance, the Blue Jays, even though they've only had 6 home games, they're averaging nearly 40,000 a game. And I'm sure we'll see that this weekend.
That's right. Coming off a huge season last year, and
so their attendance has gone way up. See who's in their bullpen?
The switch pitcher.
Yeah, Pat Venditti.
Venditti.
We'll see him this weekend. It's kind of fun. Gave us something to talk about last year.
Yeah.
One and one to Marcus Semien. Yeah, that's a good pitch there. Semien a strikeout, a ground out, and a fly ball to right. In the dirt. The A's have been able to quiet the stadium all 3 games. Two and two the count with Billy Burns to follow. Inside and now full count. Coco will take off.
Ever since the back-to-back home runs by Davis and Chris, I mean, the pitchers have thrown nothing but off-speed pitches, breaking balls, change-ups, all kinds of different pitches other than fastballs. Figuring the A's can hit the fastball, we're not going to throw anymore.
Coco runs, broken bat, a little flare down the left field line into the first row seats. Nice play by ball boy down that way. The bat went past Ron Washington.
That's a dagger.
Yeah, that's
scary.
Be careful there. Stadiums have added extra netting this year.
Yes, they have. Sure, we're going to see it in Boston.
Keeping an eye on Jake Arrieta. He's 1 out away from no-hitter, right?
Really? On the road.
In Cincinnati, so we'll let you know what happens with that. Cubs off to a good start. No surprise there. They're 11-4. Another 3-2. Again, Coco runs, and it's a ball.
Another slider. Back-to-back 3-2 sliders. Coco took it. Semien takes it, and a couple of runners on base.
Larry Rothschild's going to make the trip to the mound.
Kuiper here.
Hurry though.
No, he's got 30 seconds. He's down to 18. He's got to say quickly, throw strikes, and let's go. Paul Olden is the public address announcer, and through 14, Derek Jeter, as long as he was hitting, late Bob Shepard would announce Derek Jeter, and then Paul Olden would take over after that. But April the 17th, can you imagine the debuts of 2 of the greatest, Bob Shepard in the PA box and Mickey Mantle?
They came in together.
Came in the same time, and Bob Shepard always talked about getting to announce Mickey Mantle.
It's a good baseball name.
1951. April 17th. In 1961, he had 54 home runs, but somebody topped him at 61 in the name of Roger Maris. But Bob Shepard, he had the voice of God on the East Coast and Bob Shepard and Roy Steele on the West Coast.
Bookends.
Yeah, 2 of the greatest public address announcers in the history of the game. Everybody wanted to hear their name announced by 2 of the best. And we were fortunate in Oakland to hear the great Roy Steele for many years, and now of course Dick Callahan. Just wonder how much and how many more home runs. And I mean, Mickey Mantle hit over 500, but remember he had bad knees. I mean,
he did.
How many more years he could have played? Stepped on a sprinkler to avoid a collision with Joe DiMaggio, but just battled bad knees his whole career.
Yeah, I don't remember watching him play, but I know people talk about how fast he was. One of the fastest players of his era.
And a switch hitter on top of it. And Mark Teixeira is a switch hitter, and he said, I marvel at switch hitters that hit home runs, because we mentioned, of course, different time because you have the specialist relievers coming in now, but I mean, still to amass the number of home runs, a lot of times hitting a home run from both sides of the plate in the same game.
2-1 the count to Burns. Kirby Yates walks Crisp and Simeon to start the ninth. A's wouldn't mind pushing across an insurance run or two. You never know.
And right now it's a safe situation. That's why Madsen was up, but Liam Hendricks got up just in case if the A's do add on. You might see Hendricks come in and save Madsen for the weekend.
Fastball there, swing and miss.
Did it.
Yeah. Jake Arrieta, a no-hitter tonight against the Cincinnati Reds, 16-0 the final. Remember, he threw a no-hitter last year against the Dodgers. 119 pitches, so that's not a crazy number. 4 walks, 6 strikeouts.
4 starts, 4-0.
So congratulations to Jake Arrieta. Strike 3 called, and then Burns knew it.
So if you win 16-0, there's no drama. There's not like it's a one-run game and you're concerned.
It's all about you.
Yeah.
So
congratulations. That's great.
It's funny. You remember his name, and you remember him pitching a little bit for the Orioles. I think he was kind of up and down a little bit minor leagues, and I don't know. Just now he's the best, maybe.
Wrigleyville, man. I mean, his
yeah, he's not buying any. He's not buying any dinners.
Cy Young Award, and he starts the season 4-0. 4-0 with a no-hitter. Well, Joe Madden has made a difference in that club. And, you know, they've got talented players, but there's something about Joe Madden when he takes over a ball club. Kind of changes, and, you know, you play, and he's always on your side. Bob Melvin, we see every day, same type of manager. What, Joe Madden at the Wrigley Field had the animals out, petting zoo or something for the.
That's right. Or spring training, or where was it? Yeah.
I mean, he does all kinds of things, you know, but keeps everybody loose. And they always thought about when he took over the Cubs, he got veteran players. Would they buy into the same thing that the Rays did when he managed there? Yeah, they do.
Both runners go. They'll throw through to second base. Not in time. Double steal by the Athletics. Chris takes third. Simeon takes second.
Well, that's smart on Mike Andretti's part at first base, telling him, make sure if you take off, you have to go hard because they're probably going to try to get you the trailing runner. And he was not being held. He had a big jump and a straight steal into second base with McCann making a perfect throw to second. So that's something a first base coach, you always wonder, what can they do to help? Well, there's an example there. Because as a trailing runner, you'd think, well, they're going to try to throw out the lead runner. Coco with great speed, got a great jump. But Aldo will probably say, hey, be alert yourself and get into second.
So now Canna a chance to pick up an RBI with that infield in. A little bit inside, 2-1.
And the slider, the second home run from Mark Canna. Slider that was up, Severino. And Mark Canna didn't try to pull it, went with it perfectly, and a great shot to the opposite field.
It's Canna's only hit tonight, but it was impressive. Good swing there. He looked fastball and got it. Reddick to follow here in the ninth. A's have hit 4 home runs tonight. They now have 16 home runs in 16 games this year.
Helps when you hit 4 in one game.
Yes, it does. It allows you to catch up a little bit. Especially early in the year. Drive toward right center. Ellsbury on the move, and he makes the catch. Both runners tag. Coco hustles home. So, Canha sacrifice fly as he lines to right center. Picks up the RBI, and it's now 7-3.
Another great at bat by Mark Canha, and trying to hit a ball as he did in the first inning. Same area. Nice play by Ellsbury. He goes back the same spot. So really all night for Mark Canha, he's been going to the opposite field. He's got the sliders, not trying to pull them into the infield end instead of going opposite field. Brings in a run this time. Coco with a double steal. He and Semien, and helps him score a run.
Another RBI out there for Reddick, but he'll need a base hit. Semien down the line at third. Shift for Reddick. He's 1 for 4. He doubled and scored in the fourth, and he has grounded out 3 times. Down the left field line, Gardner on the move, and Gardner makes the catch. And on the foul line, side retired. A's get a run. They take advantage of a couple of walks. Bottom of the ninth coming up. A's leading 7-3.
On the play of the game, and Rich Hill, we saw him do it in Seattle. Great breaking ball, good fastball tonight, like on the game in Seattle. 10 strikeouts, and he just got it working. Stephen Vogt once again catching him as he's caught him all 4 starts and mixing up the fastball. Tonight it was the curveball that he threw so well, the backdoor curveball there for a strike. Got Mark Teixeira with a hard breaking ball in. So Rich Hill looking to even his record after striking out 10 tonight. And what a game by the left-hander, coming back to the house that Jeter built, and maybe Rich Hill helped build in 2014.
I thought you were going to say the house that he built. So it's going to be Liam Hendriks who comes in. He'll try to get the final 3 outs. Get the A's out of town with a sweep. Hasn't been a lot of opportunities for Hendriks in the early going. He had the one game where he had a rough outing. That's why the numbers are a little bloated with 13 hits allowed.
That was the Thursday game against the White Sox. Gave up 4 runs in the 9th inning. So work hard the rest of the season and the ERA down. Be going back to the team that traded him, the Toronto Blue Jays.
Probably looking forward to heading back there.
Look forward to see a couple of former A's, actually 3. Jesse Chavez and Pat Venditti in the bullpen, and of course Josh Donaldson.
forgot about Jesse Chavez. 1-1 to McCann. This is his second at bat. He struck out as a pinch hitter in the 7th. Pitching matchups for that upcoming series in Toronto. It looks like this. On Friday, Sonny Gray and Aaron Sanchez as McCann is called out, and it has been a tough series for Brian McCann. He's a good hitter, but boy, A's have really shut him down. 13 strikeouts now for A's pitchers in this game. And here's Gregorius. So Sonny Gray and Aaron Sanchez. Remember Aaron Sanchez, the young man who pitched so well out of the bullpen last year, into the rotation this year, and he's off to a very good start. Gregorius takes a strike. On Saturday, Chris Bassett and J.A. Happ. Happ back with the Blue Jays. That's a day game. And then on Sunday, Eric Surkamp and Marcus Stroman. Stroman is 3-0.
And I think if you look at those 3 starters, I remember looking at the notes, and all 3 have not lost a game. I think the total of, well, they've won 8 games and they have 6 wins. I think it's 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, something. I don't know, something like that. But they.
Yeah, Happ's 2-0.
Yeah, and R.A. Dickey has already pitched. Pitched yesterday or last night. That was at Baltimore. That was a tough loss when Caleb Joseph scored on a pass ball for the go-ahead run, winning run.
The Blue Jays were in Baltimore tonight to finish up that series. The Orioles beat them 3-2. Ground ball. It's good to get through for a hit. So hit number 7 for the Yankees. Now the Blue Jays are now 7-8 on the year after their loss tonight in Baltimore.
For some reason I thought they had won 8, but still those pitchers the A's are going to see have not lost a game. So
you know what, Ray, you're right. They're 8-9.
Okay,
I was looking at the wrong team. 8-9 with their loss. But it'll be a good atmosphere, so we're looking forward to that.
And the one thing we're going to notice, real grass. They put grass on the infield, or dirt, I guess, and real grass, because the Argonauts were going to be moving and they were going to put real grass in. So
that's a plus.
Yeah, and I think saw some pictures in the offseason of them at least changing the infield. I don't know how much. We'll look forward to seeing what they've done completely to the field.
And it's supposed to be cool up there, so
close the roof.
Probably have the roof closed. Ellsbury's 2 for 4. 2 singles, a ground out, and a strikeout. Flares that one to center. Burns will play it on a hop. Ellsbury's 3 for 5. And the Yankees have a little something going here in the ninth. And the A's are going to get a little something going in their bullpen.
Well, Liam Hendricks coming in with a 4-run lead. Last thing he wants to do is have to leave the field, and Ryan Matson coming in, and Billy Burns not really being concerned to make sure that he didn't overcharge. The rest of the time run is in the on-deck circle, and that's why Bob Melvin is going to his closer.
So Bob Melvin's not going to mess around. There's a game to be won right here. So hits, he's out. The Yankees trying to make some noise here in the ninth.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Oakland Athletics and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
7-3 A's lead. The Yankees got a couple of runners on, so Bob Melvin said it's closer time as Madsen comes in. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ray, but the tying run is in the on-deck circle.
Yes, it is. And that
so
creates a save opportunity, and I think, like you said, Bob Melvin not wasting any time. The last thing you want to do is bring the guy in with the go-ahead run or tying run at the plate.
Or bases loaded.
Yeah, exactly. So this, I mean, it's tough on Liam Hendricks because he's not pitched as much, and he wanted to have a clean ninth inning, but instead, a couple of runners on, Madsen comes in.
Castro's 1 for 4. And he's quickly behind in the count 0-2. He had an RBI single in the 7th inning. That made the game, made the score 4-3. As it turns out, the A's getting 2 in the 8th, 1 in the 9th. It turned out to be extremely important. Beltran to follow. Madsen is the 5th pitcher of the night for the A's.
Doolittle closed it out last night. Joe Girardi got to see the hard-throwing lefty. Tonight it's Madsen, the righty, with the good fastball and a changeup.
Blocked by both. So now the count 2-2. Good speed on the bases for the Yankees with Gregorius at second and Ellsbury at first. Beltran next and then Teixeira. Castro swings and misses. 2 outs here in the ninth.
Nasty sinker down and in, and Madsen, one of the best at throwing the pitch down and in. Watch the movement on his pitch there, and then shroop, right to the back foot. And to have that kind of a sinker, if he hits, he's probably going to beat himself in the knee or the leg. And instead, it's a strikeout, swinging over the pitch.
14 strikeouts for A's pitchers tonight. And here's Beltran, who takes low. 10 by Rich Hill. Each reliever has a strikeout. Quiet night for Carlos Beltran. He's 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. On the ground, Canha, Madsen, and that's a sweep at Yankee Stadium, folks. The A's win it 7-3, and what a start to this long road trip, and what a start to the road season for the A's. They are 6-0 on the road this year, 4th time in Oakland history that they have started the season 6-0 on the road. We've got to go back to June of 06. The last time the A's swept the Yankees here in New York. So a terrific ball game, a terrific series, and the A's should be smiling as they head to Toronto. Time of game, 3 hours and 18 minutes. Attendance was 33,818. Rich Hill the winner. Give Madsen the save. Give the A's the sweep. Final score 7-3 A's over the Yankees. You've been watching A's baseball on CSN California. Part of the NBC Sports Group. Don't go away. A's postgame live starts right now.